Surprise! It ended a little early, but then it didn't end. Faked you out there. But we're here to talk about the Summer Game Fest announcements. If you didn't know what Summer Game Fest is, it's a celebration of the announced games, new news that's coming out. Not necessarily an awards ceremony, but more like a Star Wars celebration for gamers and game developers. We saw quite a few things come and go from there over the weekend, and more to
Mhm.
come even now, like Assassin's Creed gameplay, the Sonic Shadow Generations trailer, as well as whatever the hell happened in the Dragon's Age trailer. But joining me to talk about this right now is Nerdigans, and hopefully some more people later. But here's Miss Nerdigans.
Hi, and Zeno says hi too. Say hi, Kitty. He's been helping me get through the insanity that has been the past 48 hours of trolling.
Yeah. Yeah, trolling on all sides. Sometimes it feels like we're being trolled by the game companies. That's,
I swear, a
especially
woman having an opinion apparently is a problem.
the wrong opinion is the
The
thing.
wrong opinion.
Wrong.
Pick me is the oh god, I can't. I probably shouldn't say the word because I do not want to get bounding in trouble. But
No,
but if
no,
you're
it's too
black,
early for that.
if you're black, you know what I'm referring to. Let's go with that. I
Well, and
can't.
again, we witnessed to a huge amount of announcements related to not just games but also other media. We got
Yes.
a Inside Out trailer that was incredibly weak, and I'm not going to bother showing it because I'm embarrassed it even exists. I didn't even work on it. So these people, these absolutely just avoid it. We also got a bunch of I got a preview for an Among Us TV show.
Yeah.
Uh, that
I feel like
horror.
with that, I feel like Among Us is trying to replace Red versus Blue based on
Yep.
what I saw.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that this is supposed to be replacing E3. And I went to E3 back in 2018. It, it's something that I'll never forget. It was so much fun. It was right before it was, I think it was like the second year that they opened it to the public, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it
Oh,
was so
okay.
much fun. Yeah. Yeah, it was
Well,
2017. I'm sorry, not 2018, 2017.
Well, and again, we were also shown previews for this thing called by the same people who brought us Among Us, by the way. It's called Outer Sloth. We'll talk about that a little later. But they're
Mm-hmm.
basically funding indie games. Again, we'll talk
Yeah.
about it a little later, but talk about paying it back, right?
Yeah,
But
it was nice to see that they did a whole thing for indie gaming.
mhm.
And the other thing that I would say that was really nice this time around was that we didn't have lectures like with what 2K did for their panel. What was it, like a year ago or a couple years ago?
I don't remember honestly.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think what they did was they had like these women like lecturing their viewers about like women in gaming or something. And it was just everyone in the Twitch chat was so pissed because they were waiting for Grand Theft Auto or Bully News or like Saints Row News or something. And it was just, everyone thought that they were being trolled by this.
Yiching Lao would like us to know. He says, if I want to play some games and whatnot, I think SF6 and Fatal Fury, excuse me, City of Wolves are the start. Um, Street Fighter 6 is because both Terry Bogard and I always get her name wrong. Mai Shara.
Sure,
I always get
Nui.
it. I always get it wrong. Shiranui, my apologies, are the first guest characters in Street Fighter. Now, yes, this is good news. We'll be talking about this probably on 01 on Wednesday. What goes on
Yeah.
with this?
We'll probably talk
My
about, I don't know if we'll talk about it, but Harada, the creator for Tekken, has weighed in a lot on this too. And he actually
so
weighed in on Guilty Gear a little bit as well. I want to say over the past week too. I think that would be worth talking about tomorrow or Wednesday.
We're talking about this over here on Monday, the gaming announcements. We'll be talking about the nitty gritty of some of the things over there on 01 on Wednesday. But for now, yeah, we're all excited about having her appearance is actually what I would hope we would be able to focus on Wednesday for the segment about Street Fighter 6 because I did not expect them to leave her that sexy.
I
I
was so happy
honestly
to see it.
expected them to cover her up. I was really surprised.
I was surprised Capcom did it too. I was so happy to see it.
You know what else made me happy, Nerdigans? This Sonic game that actually
Oh my
looks
God, I
like
was
you
so
can play
happy.
it.
I was so happy with this.
We have this gameplay footage, okay? So if you're not familiar, there is a Sonic Shadow Generations game coming out this later this year, and it features not just old Sonic, new Sonic, and Shadow, but also Jacob. Jacob's a playable character in
Hi,
the game,
Jacob.
just so you know. But yeah, welcome aboard. We're talking about Shadow X Sonic Generations.
So
Shadow
is,
X Sonic.
is Sega back making game consoles now?
Not
Not
yet.
consoles, no, but they're trying very hard to get you back into like 2004 with all their might. Because this is the Sonic 06 maps
Oh,
that you're
is he turned
fighting
into a
in.
werewolf in this one?
No.
Yeah, there's a little no, probably though, because it's a Generations game, and this involves
that's-
those characters, so it could be a mode where you get Were Sonic. Yep.
To be completely fair, doesn't it just feel like at this point that like every Sonic game is like a generation? It's like, hey, remember those games in the Sega Genesis you guys really loved? Let's do another remake of Green Hill Zone.
Well, yeah, we had Sonic Mania, and then
Generations.
Generations. Now we have
Wasn't
Generations
Rings
of Shadow.
remake too?
Yeah, yes. Ring. No. Seven Rings was the desert one. But in Frontiers, every level you play is some like techno remix version, like techno remix version of the original Sonic levels, and it's just like the different 3D angles on it, like it did with Generations. It was yeah, Green Hill, Green Hill, Green Hill. Yeah. Well, again, it's the Sonic franchise. There's not much you can really ask out of it, you know. Just be glad they're not doing straight up porn, you know. That's what I'm thankful for.
Give them time.
But you will be playing 3 hedgehogs in this game. Now, I misunderstood it in the beginning because they immediately show us Metal Sonic. Okay, you got this one, you got Shadow. Now, oh, here's Metal Sonic. I was like, whoa, you get to play Metal Sonic in this game? They're like, no, psych. You're playing new Sonic, old Sonic, and Shadow. Those are the 3 you're playing. But what I want to stress here, guys, is this game actually looks like you can play it. Look at this gameplay footage. I can't remember a Sonic game. I think Colors was the last one that showed us gameplay footage in the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm asking a very serious question here. I'm not trying to be a dick. This is a new game, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's
Okay.
you're replaying all the Sonic 06 maps and Shadow the Hedgehog maps.
For a Shadow. Oh my God. Like this right here. When I saw that, I'm like, Sega, just give the people what they want, which is a Shadow solo game. Just do it.
But we already did.
No, but that one was like met. Like just do a Shadow game. Right.
The devil was in it, and he was from space.
That is
Shadow
true.
had a gun.
But
He had an automatic rifle that he cocked. It had a pump action
Shadow
automatic
had a
rifle.
I know, but the gameplay was not the best.
You're right. It's a Sonic game. I mean,
I know, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, do it a Shadow game done right, like where the gameplay is actually like smooth.
Right. Well, you know, I don't know if the general public's ready for a Sonic game that you can actually play, but we'll find out with this one here. This is whoops. There we go. This is what we're looking at. You have play 3 days early on October 22nd if you buy the collector's super duper badass edition. So there you go. A Sonic game.
The Sonic fans are pleased from what I've seen. They want it. They're not happy.
They don't have much of a choice. At this point.
The only thing that they're pissed about is that they don't like the box art for the U.S. version. They like the Japanese box art more.
What a surprise!
Badass.
Well, you know, we'll pivot out of something really nice.
Well, real quick, I just want to show off something here because I came prepared for this very special episode of whatever the show is called here, and I went to a Japanese shop and I got a bunch of goodies that I wanted to show up here on the show. So because the guy was actually pretty cool, I'll actually give him a little shout out. So if you're in the North Atlanta area, go check out his store. But this is what I got here, and most of the stuff is half eaten, but I just want to show it to you guys here on stream. This is what I believe is strawberry Kit Kats.
Oh, those are so good.
That's the thing. It's weird, like little tang to it, but I mean, yeah, I mean they're pretty solid and they're all like individually wrapped. They're very small though for Japan, so I mean it's probably because it's not as much crap in there, just like it is here in America.
Well, wait, Jacob, the average height there is like 5'8". So like, yeah, those things are probably the size of TV remotes.
Yeah, all right. And here's also our giant American hands of like Nephilim in comparison. This is
Right.
black and white Kit Kats. So it's like two types of chocolate, both black and white, which is actually pretty good. This is actually a lot better than the
Leave it to the Japanese to do that.
I also got strawberry posse sticks, which I know isn't like exclusive, but I know I do kind of like these, and there's only a few places that
They're
actually
addictive.
sell these solidly. This is what I believe is called spice braised beef flavored Lay's chips in this very special looking package here. So I mean that's a thing that certainly happened. There's I guess a ruffled shrimp flavor that's actually pretty good somewhere in there. I don't have it because I threw it away already because I ate it. But here we have Doritos. This is just toasted corn Doritos. So I know in America the green bag's usually the salsa verde chips, but in Japan it's just like lightly salted regular corn chips. So like I said, it's a lot smaller,
flavored and green. That's weird.
A lot smaller than the U.S. brand here. I mean, this is just how big like the Japanese like chips are. So once again,
like
it's probably
they're
because
my
there's not
height,
enough,
Jacob.
It's probably because there's not enough poison in
I
this
can
food to
ride
actually
an
kill them like in
American
America.
Dorito down a hill like a sled, Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's that huge. I'm 5'7". It's gigantic. I have to carry it around like an ant. You know. Thank
So
God,
maybe-
like the teeny tiny little Japanese Dorito.
Maybe after the show, I can send Nerdigan some shrimp flavored Lay's snacks if that's her thing.
No.
So, I don't know.
I don't need that.
Why? It's good. It tastes like shrimp.
Among other strange adaptions of American creations, the Kit Kat fascination in Japan is something else. And he's not kidding when he says they have some interesting flavors. They have chicken
Yeah.
soup flavored Kit Kats over there. Anything you can imagine that someone can press into a bar with a wafer, vanilla wafer in the middle of it, they do it.
I
They
saw
do
a
it.
wasabi flavored one too, and I was
Yep.
like, "Who asked for this? Like, why is this a thing?"
Just people who enjoy paying taxes asked for that. I want creamy, spicy, Japanesey sauce. But
Yeah. So the final grade here is that Japan may have a population crisis that's crippling the entire nation, but they got some pretty good Kit Kats, so I will give them that. So
you know, it's cruel, right? They make great candy and they don't have any kids to give it to.
yeah, I mean, trick or treating must be a pleasure for them over there, right?
Yeah, right. It's adult. It's trick or drinking over there. But this is the thing: is that now we see what's going to happen over here as they're trying to work this population control on us. You can see it right here in the Dragon's Age Fail Guard trailer. Wait till you find out the dislike to like ratio on this. Look at this. So it looks nice, you know. By the way, like every person that has sat through this event has told me that they are sick and tired of cinematic trailers. They just want to see how the damn game works. Leave the rest at the door.
Yeah, that's what I've seen too. I've seen it from developers as well.
Yep.
I got
Make a movie.
that, but we can go with this one first.
But make a movie if you're gonna do it, right? Just make a movie, not a 5-minute freaking not movie that might as well be. They spend more on these than the game. You know they're screwed now. They're all going to attack one by one. You know?
Is this
over
Killzone?
with,
Oh,
boys.
no, this is way dumb.
No, this is
No.
dumb. That's what this is.
People are saying this looks like a mobile game.
Yeah. It looks like Raid Shadow Legends, like the introduction of a new champion.
You know what someone else said? Someone else said, and this, I think this was on Reddit. Someone else said this looks like something out of Shrek. And I was
It does. This looks like Fiona halfway between the ogre and the woman.
Oh my god, is this actually the same studio that did Killzone? Because that looks terrible.
Yeah, this is the same. This is the same studio that brought you the first and so many other Dragon's Ages that didn't suck. Mm-hmm.
This is the same studio that brought you Mass Effect.
Oof. Yeah, James Hurley is here, and he says they turned Dragon Age into a cartoon. Dragon Age was gritty as fuck back, like the game L.A. Noire. Admittedly, that one was a little cartoony at times. The facial mocap was experimental back then, and boy howdy did it have fun with those people. But as you can see, remember that adage that Gimli said in the Lord of the Rings, the only way you tell dwarven women apart from dwarven men is that the women have prettier beards, and
Yeah.
that seems to be the case here with that character. And then the obligatory they them
crap,
that's
this is
super
Mortal Kombat?
powerful.
No.
No.
Someone I've seen people say that this looks like Overwatch, and I think the one that I thought was funny too was someone said this is like the Joss Whedism of media. I was dying.
He
This
should
is
change
on
his name
Reddit.
to
I
that.
was dying
Josh
when I saw it.
Whedism.
Yeah. Oh, Kitty agrees too, huh? Yeah. And then they were saying that this is like some stuff you'd see like in the MCU, and I was dying. Like Reddit is very savage. They were going in on this.
By the way, the next, if I hear someone one more time say this is cinema to something that is not related to a movie whatsoever, I might just stone cold stunner somebody. Like I'm sick and tired of hearing it. It needs to stop.
Well, this is the part where you pick up your Pocky and you say, "This is cinema."
This is not cinema.
By the way, this whole game thing, like there was a lot of antlers, like a lot of pro antler in the Game Fest trailer offerings this year. A little worried about that. A lot of horny things happening. And then this person is part of it, and now they're gonna get done by the Kraken. We've seen this hentai before.
Oh, great. Tentacle porn. That's great.
Just what you wanted in your Dragon's Age game.
But yeah, like people are just like,
oh, cool.
This is Overwatch. This is like a mobile game. This is not Dragon Age. They want dark, grittier stuff. This isn't it. I have to agree. Like this is not Dragon Age. Like Dragon Age is Dungeons and Dragons. It's dark. It's gritty. It's not cartoony. It's more on the realism side of the spectrum in terms of art. This is not it.
The eccentric banana asks, does this show that AAA games have forgotten how to make good games? Like, yeah, what they've learned how to do is make options for Netflix that you can download DLCs for that complete the game. But I wanted to point out one thing right here. Take a closer look at this character. That's Vincent Price. They dug up the corpse of Vincent Price and stuck him in Dragon's Age.
No,
The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo are canon in Dragon's Age now, because he's a sorcerer in 13
Yeah, but where's
Age
Flim
Scooby-Doo.
Flam? I haven't seen Flim Flam yet.
Yeah, you did. Google back. Flim Flam was getting it from the there. Flim Flam. Look.
Oh, brother.
but I want to.
It's the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo.
This was in 10 years. 10 years of development was this in?
Nah, they did this in a weekend and lied.
Like when we look at that gameplay sneak.
No, I think it's like they had 10 years to
we'll
do
see.
this, and then they just did it all at like the last possible moment. Like
You mean
everybody
this?
else.
You mean this reveal trailer? We'll see what that sneak peek gameplay footage they put out did. But I was just like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, why didn't you just put that out instead and not piss so many people off? Like, this is not Dragon Age.
Is
Nope.
that Black Elf? Do we have Black Elves now?
Yep. And his name is Davrin.
This is what happens when you get rid of your original team. You'll see it in Perfect Dark as well, because Rare is not working on Perfect Dark.
Well, I guess it's better than the Sean, so there's that.
Yeah, and then we're back to the I can't take this lady. I just can't. Gosh, just do the whole thing. Look, they're beating up the cultists from Resident Evil. Ah, she's back again. What happened? Did somebody wet fart in her face? What are those freckles? Look at this.
Okay, who's the game developer who looks exactly like this that they modeled it over? Because we always find out that these characters are modeled over somebody behind the scenes working on the game who probably should not be the ideal character model for any game whatsoever. So who's the game runner or the director or the production assistant? Who is it?
Like
I
I
thought that
can't.
was Alloy for a minute. I was like,
Well, yeah, the worse alloy. They took her from Forbidden West and did her worse. than that. But yeah, I don't expect you guys to get this, but like, if anybody's ever been like mudding or they've been stuck in the mud, this is what you look like after you get your truck out. Just saying.
Are those supposed to be freckles? Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Mud sprinkles is what they look like. Aha! Look at that! They all got hit by the thing because they thought the thing was there and it wasn't, and then they got hit by the thing. Ha! Get it? It's a Dragon's Age game.
They were missing like the old Hanna-Barbera like sound effects where it just like falls down and goes donk. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
whole thing.
and then you have the canned laughter. Ah! Look, they're all dead. Except for that one. He's our friend.
Oh no, it's
He's
Jin
worth-
from Tekken. Oh wait, never mind.
God. Like people are saying this looks like Fortnite, and I'm like, yeah, I could
Yep.
see that too.
It's like Fortnite, Valorant, and like the next Harry Potter game we watched had a baby. Look at that. That guy didn't even do anything. He was just like, can I interest you in talking about your limited warranty on your vehicle? And that person was just like, you're done. No, look at him.
I
He's
think
like,
he meant to say, "Hello, my friend. Can I talk to you about your car's extended warranty?
yeah, that's
My
what
name
it
is Bill."
Yeah, it's just Bill. And he's like, hey, I just want to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. Blah, blah. See,
Dude,
now
Hey,
he's
it's
a big
Satan.
evil dragon.
I mean, yeah, Dragon, right?
The fail guard. Yep.
this is
So,
supposed to be Dreadwolf. For my, they changed the name at the last minute.
Dreadwolf.
Yeah,
game.
that's what it was supposed to be. And
Oh.
from what Michael Gamble said was that this was the developers were planning to change it for a while, and then they just decided to change it or announce the change before Summerfest. I was like, what? People
why would
actually
you do
like
that?
the name
Why-
Dreadwolf for one thing.
Why would you do such a thing?
Like, what? That's what people want to know. They're so confused by it.
I'm trying to find that post you sent. Oh, there. So it has, according to one of Nerdigan's followers here, this has this trailer we just watched has 30,000 likes and 144,000 dislikes.
Oh no! I wonder why.
Just
they
blow
didn't
that up. Just take a look at that. Yeah, why didn't anybody like it? And again,
They must
we're
be
not-
bigots. That's
Well,
usually
that's-
what everyone else tells us, right? If you don't like something, it's probably because you're a bigot.
well, I mean, if you don't like the Acolyte, that's what they're saying today. You know, you're a
Mhm.
turbo bigot. But
Turbo bigot.
turbo. But the Dova killer here, what he explains, what he shows us here though, is that people don't mind having different races there. I don't have a problem with black elves. I don't know anybody who has a problem with black elves. What we have a problem with are these characters being like forced into this genre. Do you know what would have been way more interesting than having this guy just plop up in this? That they
Literally
introduced the
anything
plot.
else.
Well, no, that they introduced the plot that this race has recently been freed from some cursed land, and they've been released back into the world, and all of this magic is coming with them. They've been locked in eternal battle with them. Aha! Now we have a reason for these. Nope. Whitey gets to hang out in a bar and fuddle around with the freckle girl with the fart face, and everybody else gets to go have grand adventures. Did you notice that?
Face.
Did you notice that?
Mhm.
Only the bad guy and the lazy guy that didn't do any of the fighting were white. Everybody else, a gap
Everybody
bad.
else was bad. Yes, they were.
Well, they were good. They were the good guys.
No, they were bad because color or something. Bigot.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, absence of color.
Oh, there's lots of damage control too. And I've been posting it as well. Is that Dragon Age? The Dragon Age social media manager is hiding all the hiding a good chunk of the comments, as well as in the case of Reddit, they are deleting comments. So you know that's they're in full on damage control mode.
And then they just can't deal with the fact that this whole push to make these characters like shine out in order to let minorities know that they're part of Dragon's Age now, because I guess previously there was no blacks allowed on the cover of the game, and you could only see that if you were like, black, I guess. But whatever. Now they've got black elves in there, so everybody can be happy. Now they've got Asian elves, so everybody can be happy. Now they've got Vincent Price as a necromancer, so everybody can be happy. It's one of these things where, like you said, it's Fortnite, meaning they're trying to appeal to Zoomers, and they figure that Zoomers only care about race. So they just go out and they're like, let's just ethnic it up, because who cares who these characters are? Who cares what the meaning of their journey is? They're just not white. That's all that matters, is they're just not white.
They don't care about, like, people are pissed because the whole thing with the original title, Dreadwolf, is that it actually related to one of the characters in the games. And that's where the storyline was going to go with. It was going to follow Dreadwolf. It was going somewhere. But this, it's like a huge what the fuck moment. That's why people are pissed. That's another reason why people are mad. From what I've been getting anyway, in terms of Dragon Age gamers. But man, I feel so bad for the original creators of Dragon Age. It's kind of like with what we've seen happen with like Halo, for example. Look at what happened with Halo after Bungie left, or with Call of Duty after Infinity Ward left. It's been like, it's almost like a shell of its former self. Especially with Dragon Age 2.
Well, Eccentric Banana, this is just it. As I don't have a problem with it. I don't know anybody who does. What we have a problem with is when this stuff is just forced in.
Yeah.
And then they come out and they tell us they did it in order to make people who look like you and not like me feel like you belong in Dragon's Age because somehow you didn't before. I stressed this in a video where I was talking about the Acolyte and the accusations of racism and stuff for not liking it. Like Shaq Steele was one of my favorite movies growing up. Blade was one of my favorite movies growing up. Jet Jackson, I talk about this show all the time. I talk about the famous Jet Jackson. But you know those three movies? Yes, they feature a black character as the lead character. But when I was growing up, that was not what drew me to those movies. Those characters were fun. They were doing different things than I was used to seeing. And on top of that, they were played by people who actually cared about the damn roles they were in. That's why those things stood out to me.
And
not because there was a black
they
guy
still
on
cared
camera.
more.
Yeah, right? But that's just it. Is like Eccentric Banana. Like it doesn't bother me at all that we have black elves. I just don't like it when they're just forced in because they're like, oh wow, black people won't feel involved unless we have black elves. What? Okay, well, I'm waiting on the White Prince of Wakanda. Okay, I won't hold my breath, but I'll keep waiting.
That's what the problem is that like you're just forcing characters of different races in just to fill a checkbox, instead of just having it naturally be a part of the story. And you were saying earlier, you could have had something where it's like, oh, there's a curse, and that's how like these elves come in. I mean, that's how I've seen dark elves incorporated that way in How to Not Summon a Demon Lord. That's how dark elves have been. Dark elves are in that series as a race, but they are at war with elves over the regular elves, and it's really interesting on how they write about a race war. You could have something like that happen in here too, but you're not going to get that from these people because they don't have the creative chops.
Well, you see what the problem is, but you just gave everyone a great example of why you're the problem in Hollywood or entertainment according to these people, because you know too much and you care too much and you don't want to actually like push an agenda because someone who actually cares too much wouldn't do that. This is why they need people who don't know anything about what they're doing, so that there'll be no resistance to what they're shoving down your throats.
Right. Yep. And speaking of shoving things down your throat, would you like to play another Mighty Morphin Power Rangers video game? Too bad.
Oh no, it's Rita again.
I'd rather play a Sentai game, to be honest.
They can't do that because that'll just blow apart their entire franchise when something of quality shows up.
The majority of Americans still don't even know that this is based on a Japanese series. They can't break kayfabe yet.
Yeah, and so here we are again. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back stopping Rita again in Angel Grove. But here's the thing. This game is built, right? This game is built to be retro. But you're going to be playing it on your your PlayStation 5, your Xbox Infinity, your PC with the 4K graphics card that can render Bitcoin code. And it's like, why? Why not just make this a mobile game and STFU? Why
And
make
also
it at
a
all?
Switch. You could just have it be a Switch in a mobile game.
Yeah, this is not even. I'm so tired of
No,
Mighty
I'll tell you
Morphin.
exactly what happened here. They saw all the money that the Ninja Turtles game that came out a couple years ago made, and they were
That's
like,
true.
"We need to do the same thing, but with Power Rangers, and then we'll make
Right.
tons of money."
This isn't even the yellow saber-tooth tiger ranger. Look at that helmet. It has ears. It has freaking cat ears.
Is that the Asian boy from Super Sentai? Or
Yeah. Yeah. Like these suits are just they're off from the originals to begin with, and I'm just tired of it's Morphin time. I'm really tired of Angel Grove. I'm tired of Heads and Tubes. I am tired of Tommy. I'm tired of Jason. Please, for the love of God, there are 27 other Power Rangers teams that tell far more compelling stories. I'll
Why
even
not
give
just-
Operation Overdrive a chance if you assholes dug in and did something with it.
I wouldn't mind having an RPM game. RPM is just way more interesting, especially just the premise of RPM. Like you
Power
have a
Rangers
virus,
Terminator.
You have a virus take over the world, for fuck's sake.
what about all those other series that came out after the first season? Like, wasn't there like Zeo and Turbo
Zeo
and
Yeah.
Space and
In
You-
space is so good.
We
Oh my
don't
God,
have
in
time.
space.
We don't have time. There's so many seasons of Power Rangers, so many teams, so many
Mhm.
very interesting stories that could be told. Speaking of interesting stories, guess what
Oh,
didn't find its way? Oh, hold on. What's that?
Oh, I'm so
Yeah, I was gonna
I'm
play
so
this one.
happy for this. But man.
Yeah,
also-
yeah,
Everyone-
this.
everyone was talking about the old Super Nintendo Mighty Morphin game, and here
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
So
look.
it's great to know that they're going at their slightly better graphics after 30 years.
Yeah. I mean, admittedly, Trini looks more like a woman in the new one than this one. That just looks like they colored the Red Ranger yellow. But
Yeah.
either way, I
I
mean,
guess
like,
Nicole Bass was the ideal
yeah.
woman for this.
either that or
series.
George Floyd was the body type. My
Oh,
goodness, look
man.
at her.
Well, he's not.
She's
he's
bigger
not,
than the putties.
Yeah.
Holy shit! But yeah, no, that's
that should have been like an angle, just like the Yellow Rangers because like crap ton of steroids, and to its point where it becomes a problem.
yeah. Well, they had the Ninjetti, but they won't do it. They just got to stick to the dinosaur, Sabretooth, original Power Rangers. They can't.
It's
do
just
it.
it's ridiculous.
I think that kid from Turbo kind of killed any chance of Turbo ever being immortalized in Power Rangers lore.
Well, here's the thing: is you don't have to keep Justin a kid. Nobody told us how long that team lasted. We only know from the show that it
Mhm.
ended just a few years after it started when Diva Talks took the command. I'm sorry, we're getting into this. We talk about Harry Potter. Okay, sorry.
Okay, I do want to mention this though, in regards to Harry Potter. Something that people have been really mad about is that this is the thing that they wanted in Hogwarts Legacy, and they're mad that they feel like that Quidditch was left out of Hogwarts Legacy and just given a separate game, and they feel like it's just a cash grab. When
Yep.
from what I'm guessing with this, and I think a lot of Harry Potter fans are theorizing with this, is that this is the a remake of the PS2 and GameCube and original Xbox Quidditch game.
Okay. This feels like a attempt at making a sports-oriented Fortnite-style battle royale, but without guns, traps, bushes, and costumes. Maybe costumes later.
Well,
But-
yeah, but that's what the game was back in, way back on the PS2. This existed before. But yeah, but yeah, that's what they're doing with this. But I from what I know, it is free to play, from what I heard.
Sure.
And
And it's pay
But
to
what
win.
I've heard from the game testers is that played the beta. They said it was really, really fun. They enjoyed the hell out of it.
It's one of
but-
those ones where I'm sure you could have a great time with it, but it probably wears on your nerves after about the third hour. Because here's what I want to stress to you. Watch this footage. Okay. Now this is pre-rendered cutscene footage, okay? But look at how goddamn bright that is.
Yeah.
That is way over the top. Xbox 360 coloring, PS3 coloring. It is way over the top, way too bright. Now, again, bright color is not a bad idea, but when you're doing hard contrast with greens and blues and yellows like this, the human eye doesn't like that. That's too much color. You know what I mean? That's too much high frequency color. That's the word. There's too much high frequency color here.
Yeah, but something that I actually tweeted the developer, the senior developer, this, and I'm hoping more people do this, is I'm hoping that they're going to find a way for Hogwarts Legacy players to link their accounts to Quidditch Champion, so that way everybody wins. They can, you know, the Hogwarts Legacy players can play Quidditch and play Quidditch online with other people, and then, you know, people that don't have Hogwarts Legacy could still play this game for free, and they don't have to spend the extra money.
You're right, Super Ren. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble pronouncing things. I haven't had a stroke. I just Monday is having a hard time pronouncing things. So the Super Bros are here. Sorry, dude. The middle part's a little. If you want to show me in the chat how to say that, that would be helpful. But it says it's a style thing. Looks alone. I don't despise it. Again, like it doesn't look terrible. I don't hate this.
It looks
but
like it looks like they're trying to upgrade it from like the PS2 GameCube version to like an Xbox 360 PS3 version. That's what it's giving.
Right. And the
But
TVs,
that's why I'm like, you're making this for like PS4 and or PS5, and if you, especially if you want to like have people, I really hope that they have it to where that Hogwarts Legacy players can link it to Quidditch Champions. You got to up the graphics a little bit.
James Hurley asks, is Hogwarts Legacy a success because of the Harry Potter brand or the controversy?
I heard the game was really good. People that are not even fans of Harry Potter like the game.
From what I heard, initially a lot of people liked that game, but I guess like the staying power burned out very quickly, and that was kind of the problem with it, right?
Well, again, that's why I really think it'd be smart to for them to be able to link the Hogwarts Legacy accounts to Quidditch Champions, because in that way they can actually play online, and there's a little bit more staying power if they want.
So this has been kind of the problem with Hogwarts Legacy. However, James is asking about just the success of the game, and my camera froze. Great.
Just in general, well, obviously you have Potterheads everywhere that loved it, but like the controversy, I think did help boost it. Yes. But at the same time, I still think people that weren't Harry Potter fans were interested in, based on like the graphics and the game mechanics and the open world that was available for it.
Yep. Well, and what I wanted to say to James' question is that I believe that the Harry Potter brand itself drove the success of the game. The controversy gave it a lot more staying power in the public eye. But to get that thing through the gate to the success that it experienced, that was the Potterheads. That was the people in my generation that were just marinated in Harry Potter. It is a religion. I'm not lying to you when I tell you it's a religion.
But yeah, and the trans activists have already jumped on this. I mean, I found,
really?
Yeah, I found one. Someone literally tagged the FBI. What was it? The CDC emergency. I'm dead serious. And so they tagged the International Criminal Court on Twitter. I'm dead serious. And they said
let me ask you this question with no context whatsoever. Does this sound like the actions of a mentally sane individual?
No. Oh, these are not mentally sane people. These people are nuts. We're talking about the same people that made a hit list of on streamers that were playing Hogwarts Legacy. Like these people are not sane.
The children are not okay.
Right. And again, like Harry Potter has dropped right off after the millennials. The Zoomers didn't pick it up, and the alphas are kind of.
Well, that's because they don't read books. That's the problem. That's the problem with this generation. If you want to know why critical thinking is dead, it's because these people are not reading books. Hi,
we're the olds now. But what really though, when you think about it, it's just a progression of time. Think about it if I'm a late millennial, early Zoomer. I'm born in '89. Okay, so
Yeah.
I came in at the tail end of all the Harry Potter, GI Joe, Transformers stuff. So that has next to no effect on me. I don't have any connection to those franchises that is like do or die. If
I'm born
Transformers
in
fell off the
'89
edge of the
too.
earth, right? So you
But
hear what
the
I'm talking
I'm a
about.
diehard Potterhead though.
Right.
So
So, but that was our GI Joe. That was
yeah,
our Transformers. You know, that was
yeah.
our moment. Now they've moved on to Tide Pods and dancing in traffic, but
Oh my
that's,
god.
you know, I don't, not quite the upgrade we were hoping for, but you know, at least they're
I
not
mean, hey,
worshiping
I guess
witchcraft.
it's better than falling off a cliff and dying playing Pokemon Go. So I mean,
It's
there's an
true.
upgrade
That
there, right?
is true.
Or killing your friend over Pokemon Go Pokemons. But you know what
Hey,
else
hey,
would be?
Nerdigans, let me just ask you a quick
Oh yeah,
question. Are you a Hufflepuff?
No, I'm a Slytherin.
Yeah, that makes sense.
you couldn't guess that?
I didn't want to make it too obvious.
Oh yeah. Well, obviously, I'm the only Gryffindor here, so.
Oh, this.
So
Oh.
this was stupid from front to back, and we're not going to play the audio because we'll get hit. And if we haven't already gotten hit, you have to let us know in the chat if we've been knocked down. But this was stupid. So you have the hot dog character come in. He's auditioning for a role, and then it's revealed that it was for a woman all along. Okay, so it's very stupid. And then the narrator, see if I can. We can just pull this part out.
What game is this anyway?
Hey, neat costume! I gotta get me one of those. Ooh, sandwich. Sorry, gotta go.
Can we just
Is
pause here for a
Aloy,
second?
an amazing video game.
Hold on. Let's just listen to that. Okay, here's the announcer. He's going to explain it. Now we probably got struck, but
That hot dog guy is Aloy, an amazing video game lead.
Thunderjaw went.
an amazing video game lead.
But
That's
remember
enough
the whole. But there's the whole meme that of Alloy eating the fat Alloy eating.
Yep.
That's what it just makes me think of.
Has enough time passed for us to say that the Lego movie was a mistake?
Yes. Yeah,
I
I
think
think
enough
so.
time has passed for us to
Yeah.
make that declaration.
I think it's okay to say that the Lego movie was detrimental to the brand, in fact, because it changed what Legos were capable of.
Yeah, for the worse.
Yep. And even the Lego Star Wars games were not as obnoxious as this stuff is. Now, I don't know if you ever play. I love Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't play it.
The
I
original
watch the
one was so good.
cutscenes. Yeah, I own the game. I don't own.
I
Forbidden
have
West. It's
beef with
stupid.
that game because that's the reason why we haven't gotten a Killzone game in almost 10 years. But then again, considering the current cast of creators, it's probably a good thing that we don't have another Killzone game. It'll probably be ass.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that's true. I mean, like this is the Horizon Zero Dawn has commanded quite a bit of attention. Even Zero Dawn West or Forbidden West, whatever it is. So this franchise is pretty cool. Has a really great story. Aloy herself in the first game is a
She was
fun character.
amazing.
Right, and you see her progress into the warrior that she is and how she fights her battles. She's not out strengthening anybody. She's just quicker and clever with her weapons. That's it. That's all she is. And
The thing
now
is,
they
though,
just
Well, the
What?
thing is that frustrates me with how Alloy's been handled is this could have been Sony's like female Kratos, and because of Hidden West, like they completely ruined it. They dropped the ball.
That
Well,
sounds
and-
completely unlike Sony.
Yeah, right. Why would they ruin their own franchises? How
Mhm.
silly. But the other thing is that Horizon does not belong in the Lego. I'm very
No.
sorry. I don't know who sat down with the developers and said, you know, it would be great to turn into a Lego game, Horizon. You know, it rates up there with turning Resident Evil into a Lego game. Now I get it, the neat machine animals, and oh, we can build those out of Legos and that'll look cool. No, stick with Star. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized this is not a Lego Mandalorian game. This is not a Lego Acolyte game. This is not a Lego Ahsoka game. This has nothing to do with Star Wars. They devoted all of this effort into a totally almost forgotten franchise, really. I mean, Forbidden West came out like, what, 3 years ago now?
Yeah.
So it's all of a forgotten franchise, and Star Wars is cranking out new product right now, and they didn't make a Lego Star Wars game for the new. Wow.
I'm surprised they didn't do one for The Mandalorian, considering how popular it is.
I mean, I guess this should explain how bad Disney is that they can't even afford to license their stuff out to Lego for a freaking Star Wars Lego game about Mandalorian and Grogu. Of all the
Wow, that-
cute little adventures they could have, you know?
Yeah, there's
That's
a lot
just
of
embarrassing.
that one would be good actually. Out of anything that Disney is putting out, The Mandalorian would be like such a good game, and it'd be
The
fun to go
Legolorian.
out and adventure. Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be the one that they should do. I'm surprised.
Well, you know, instead of doing that, they decided to give us Star Wars Outlaws, the mistake of the century that will
Oh
most
my
likely
God.
kill Lucasfilm's gaming with any luck at all.
Oh god, I can't
I mean,
believe they
can you
did
kill
this.
what's already dead? I mean, we're basically like in zombie territory at this point, right?
Well, the new COD update would like to big differ about that because you have to
Oh
be online all
God.
the time. So how can you be dead if you're always online? But yeah, this is the one that features the not Han Solo girl that is just
Yeah.
Han Solo in everything but face.
Guys,
So
the Force is female. Did you
Yeah.
guys hear that?
by the way, the first open world Star Wars game in history, and they decided you get to be a criminal. You don't get to do anything with a lightsaber or the Force or the Jedi or the Sith. You get to run cargo around the galaxy.
It couldn't be the Force or what was it? The Force Unleashed. There we go. It couldn't be the Force Unleashed where it was open world.
Think about that, right? We just saw that Harry Potter game get resurrected from the GameCube days, okay? Right?
Yeah.
So think about taking the whole Star Killer story and up, like 4K
Yeah.
it and then open worlding it. So all of the events are still happening, but now you travel between them as opposed to cutscene between them. And you
Yeah,
meet
that would be
people and
so
have side
amazing.
quests, right? Then
Yeah,
we could have an
that's what
MMO
That's
part
what
of
people
it.
would want. That's what people want.
Because
They
Dragon
love
Ball
the Force.
Xenoverse never happened, right? That never had any success. Why would we want anybody to be able to play an online open world Jedi game? Who would want to do that?
People just want. People keep talking about remasters and stuff. It's like it's right there,
Mhm.
right there. That's the one people want. Bring back the Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. That's probably one of the most popular Star Wars games of all time. Is The Force Unleashed?
So I will say that the gameplay footage looks really, really good, but I am betting that this is running on absolute top settings with the most powerful computer they could get to render this while it's recorded. Because this is not something this is not how it's gonna look when you play it, I promise you.
Nope.
But
Yeah, I was gonna make this comment here too because it feels like to me like with these, like I said, not gameplay trailers, I guess reveal trailers, right? Where it's basically just like the cinematic aspect, it's not the actual like gameplay. Even the cinematic aspect of it isn't really that impressive anymore. When you really think about it, it's like think about it like 10, 13 years ago when we were getting like Battlefield 3 and like I think it was Black Ops or Black Ops 2, one of those two games that came out at that time period. It was like the gameplay quality of that one was super crisp, and that was like the PlayStation 3 era. Here we
Yeah.
are at the PlayStation 5, and it doesn't really seem like that video games have really excelled like to that wow factor anymore that we're expecting. Like we're expecting we're being in the PlayStation 5 that we should be like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Like this is real type situation here. And no, it just feels like we're just completely dropping the ball now.
Yep. And, Star Wars, who cares? It's not. The thing about these franchises, and we've even saw it with the Acolyte, is that Disney's clearly moving away from anything familiar for a reason. They have decided they don't want to pay royalties anymore, so they're just going to create whole new content and with the name strapped on it and a few of the visual things so that you go, oh, that's Star Wars. There's the glow sticks that maybe kill people. I do want to reiterate, thanks to the Acolyte, we've now determined that steak knives are more deadly than lightsabers. Remember that.
Okay.
But from the bad to the good, we do have happy news, right? Dragon Ball Sparkling Zeroes
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
announcement trailer showed up, and it looks fantastic.
This is what people have been wanting for years.
Yep.
And it looks beautiful.
So now I want to pause for just a second so we could store up a little bit of buffer time here because I don't want to get struck.
Controversy.
Yeah, right. Had they chosen this as the animation style, not the art style, the animation style for that battle with Brawly and Gogeta, I would have been okay with it. Not whatever made it into the movie. This right here between the two of them looks so much better. Watch. Look at that. Just a
Oh.
brief second of it. But watch them. That looks so much cleaner. Whoops, went back too far. That looks so much cleaner than that insane 3D moving lines crap that they did.
Yeah. And then this, it just looks so crisp.
Yeah, it's everything that Budokai Tenkaichi set out to do way back in the day when they started this cell shading thing.
Yeah. That's what a lot of these games should be doing. The ones that they're reviving should be doing.
Ying Qing Lao says, I don't mind Star Wars having some political stuff, but at least the new game better make the stuff at least interesting. And
Yeah.
it doesn't, though. It's just
That's the
borrowing
problem.
from the political
Like,
handbook.
as a wise man once said, keep holding your breath. You're going to suffocate.
I don't hate it, Eccentric Banana. It's just that particular fight scene when the two of them get at it and it breaks reality. I just hate that that animation style. Not the art. It's the animation style when they go full on like 2001 PlayStation graphics. It's so gross looking at that scene. Even though it's just a couple minutes, it's just gross. But yeah, we got the final battle on Namek again. This is another one that's starting to annoy me. It's like every Dragon Ball game we've got to go through fighting on Namek, and it's like, come on, please.
I mean, it's Dragon Ball. We've been recycling this stuff for like 35 years now.
They just changed their hair color. It's true. I'm
like,
stronger
hey guys,
now because my hair's blue.
like, hey guys, you remember Cell? It's like, yes, I too remember 1993.
Right. Well, this
Hey,
is
there's new generations that have never seen it before, so
it's true. Yep. And then there's Mexican cartels that can't see it enough. So, but the thing that always amused me was that to Akira Toriyama, the pinnacle of ultimate power is a German guy with hair gel. I just wanted to reiterate that was the ultimate power, was turning into a German guy.
well,
with
you
hair
have
gel.
something to say too, Kat.
No, he doesn't.
So I wouldn't hate a Dragon Ball anime that was a little more polished than this, but borrowed quite a bit from this. This wouldn't hurt my feelings.
Can we start like propping up some of those obscure Dragon Ball Z movies, which I guess now we're the non-canon now in the whole
They've been
universe,
on canon.
Yeah,
because
Broly,
like bro, I'm not even talking about like Broly, like BoJack and Janemba.
They're
and
usually
all
in the. I thought they were usually in the Dragon Ball games.
the recent ones.
Yeah, I thought they were all. Yeah, they're usually are in Xenoverse and all that. They're in there.
Which was the
That's
last
true.
one with Android 21? I think that's the last one I vaguely remember.
Oh, is
associated
that
with.
Fighters?
I don't know, but it's been a long time. It's like the only one I ever remember is Turtles. Turtles is the only one that I remember that finds
Yeah.
its way into every single Dragon Ball game.
There's well, Bardock is going to be in this one. It should be in
Oh,
this one. But
good.
yeah, there's Bardock is canon now. I would like. I hope Gine's in this one. But there's
Don't count.
there's
on it.
Dr. Mew, Dr. Wheelo. Oh God,
Break the heavens.
break the heavens. Yes, Rich Kitty, you are breaking the heavens. Your cuteness.
Right, you saw all of this, right? All this crazy, cool snap cut stuff. Lots of like light everywhere, characters
God, I would love to
moving.
see Moro in here, but we're not going to get like super manga or like characters from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Oh my god,
Moro's nuts.
if we got characters from Super Dragon Ball Heroes like the demon gods in here, oh, I would lose my mind.
They're too
I would love
powerful.
it.
You need a game that's like cordoned off to them because like once Goku goes Ultra Instinct, there's nobody that defeats him until you meet Moro. And then once you introduce him, what is the point of it playing any other character? It's like
There's
that
a
Game
God
Grumps
of-
episode.
That's been the conundrum of like Dragon Ball Z for like 30 years. It's like, oh, Goku has ascended to a new level of Super Saiyan. Now we have to find a new boss to fight that level of Super Saiyan. Then Goku has to ascend to another bullshit level of Super Saiyan to beat that guy.
Well, that's what Zato is doing in Super Dragon Ball Heroes Be Your Mission.
Well, that's just it. It's like they didn't. Gohan was supposed to inherit it, and you were supposed to top out at Super Saiyan 3. That was supposed to be the end of it. And then they parked a bunch of truckloads of money in front of Akira Toriyama's house, and they begged him for Dragon Ball GT, and he kind of, sort of, maybe had something to do with that. And, but I'll give it this. SSJ4, Super Saiyan 4, vastly superior to Super Saiyan Blue. I do not care for Super Saiyan Blue
I don't like Super
whatsoever.
Saiyan Blue.
It's stupid. A Super Saiyan God is stupid. But Super Saiyan 4 suddenly looks way better than it ever has thanks to those two transformations.
All you people who spent years hating on Dragon Ball GT, and you finally came back around. Took you
It's
20
true.
years, but you
Boom,
finally
pow,
got
pow.
here.
Boom, pow,
I do
pow.
like Ultra Ego though. I really do. I really hope that, and I'm hoping that this happened prior to Toriyama's death, that they came up with like another form, like a complete Ultra Ego kind of thing. Because I feel like, here's my theory, that Ultra Ego is like the equivalent of Vegeta's like Super Saiyan 3, and then the next form, when it's complete Ultra Ego, will be like a Super Saiyan 4 kind of thing, like God Super Saiyan 4, and it will only be Vegeta that gets it. Goku will not get it.
Well, you think, right? But
No,
you know,
nah, because Ultra Instinct is Goku's thing. He gets the Angel line, and Vegeta has the Destroyer line
and
transformation.
again, they'll have to invent some crazy ass another transformation after this. This is one thing that I really wish that they were able to do with Dragon Ball was leave it at Super Saiyan. Do crazy things with what Super Saiyans are able to do, mod them out, like Trunks has a sword that he can magnify his power through. Gohan has the Masenko Ha, that's his final finisher, instead of the Kamehameha wave. Mod them, right? Make them different type specializations and
Well,
stuff.
that's
all
what
these
happened.
different transformations have gotten
Well, that's
so
kind of
silly.
what's happening in Super, where you have where it splits off from God, where Goku is going down the Angel line, and Vegeta going down the God of Destruction line, which I think is actually pretty smart.
That's already real, eccentric banana. That's called Super Saiyan Rose. And I liked that. I thought that was a fun thing because it was fake. It was a fake Super Saiyan transformation that gave Goku pink hair. And I will never, never not be amused by that idea that his best solution was to make pink hair on Goku. That was his best. That was his ultimate own.
Well, remember the long-standing Dragon Ball Z rumor / fake image of Super Saiyan 5 Goku with the white hair.
Oh, that was Dragon Ball EF.
Yeah, exactly. And then they turned around and at least made at least acknowledged it by making like its own like character design based off of that after being an internet thing for like so many years.
I remember that. I was like a wee babysitter when that was a thing, and we have that picture right here.
I was still on AOL chat rooms when that thing was
when that was going around. That was a whole mood. That right there. Do you guys remember this out in the chat? Do you guys remember SSJ5 Goku and how that was? There it is. SSJ5 Goku. You remember that? Dragon Ball AF, Dragon Ball as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Toyotaro's creation?
Yeah, Dragon Ball as fuck. Yeah. But this image haunted me for like a whole 10 years as I kept waiting because like we were at the internet, way early days of the internet, when message boards were the only way to get information around. This was going around saying that this after the Boo saga, now that Goku is an adult again, we're going to have no, it was
After GT.
after GT, right? It was after Super Shenron, Dark
Yeah.
Shenron, Evil
Uh,
Shenron, whatever
is
the
that
evil.
the Black Star Dragon Ball thing, right? Is
Yeah,
that what
yeah,
we're
yeah.
talking
The
about?
evil
Yeah, yeah.
Shenron bad guy that fight at the end. Anyway, it was after that, and Goku was restored to an adult. Everybody in the message boards was like, "Believe me, bro. Believe me. Kira Toriyama said this is next. It's happening. We're getting SSJ5. Hold on."
I remember that.
Mhm.
And 10
And then
years. I was
and then
holding
somehow, yeah, and then somehow it was like
Omega.
2000. Yeah, somehow it was like 2008, and it was just like, should we stop like waiting for this now? Is it time to just let it go?
Yeah, the Kid Goku thing was kind of weird. I'm not sure.
Well, I
But
mean,
now
here's the
Daima's
thing.
here, so
I always saw Dragon Ball GT as like after years of going all in on Dragon Ball Z that he was clearly trying to do a throwback to the original Dragon Ball series, which wasn't a bad idea. But like I said, just so many people have become so obsessed with Dragon Ball Z and the style of Dragon Ball Z, that all of a sudden the swift go right back to the old school Dragon Ball style was too much of a culture clash for a lot of people around that time period. That's why a lot of people didn't like it.
Well, that was Toei that did that. That wasn't
Yeah.
Trigger.
well,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball is an adventure story. Dragon Ball Z is a fighting story. Dragon Ball GT is an adventure story. You're right, Jacob, that it moved like that when it shouldn't have gone that hard into the adventure style. But we see this with Super and Superheroes is trying to do fighting and adventure at the same time, which
It works.
it works every now and then.
So the thing is with Super Dragon Ball Heroes is that it's a guilty pleasure manga because it is like pure fan service, and I love it
100%.
so
Cumber is the
much.
most ridiculously overpowered character I have ever
I
seen.
fucking love
His-
Super Dragon Ball Heroes so
He
much.
powers up, and if his aura touches you, you become evil like him. What? That's a fan fiction character.
Well, that's what Super Dragon Ball Heroes is. It's like pure fan service. Like with Zato absorbs you. And like he's like the combination of like Frieza, Majin Buu, like Moro, and Cell. Like if they all came together and had a baby, that's what Zato is. And I love him. And he like in the most recent chapter, he had Bulma, he had Pan, and Videl. He absorbed them and used them against Gohan and Vegeta. And it was just, it's just so good. I love it so much. But we should be getting back to the topic. Otherwise, I will go off.
Well, we were talking about fan service, and guess who didn't give it to us? Batman.
Yeah.
Arkham Shadow, because we're not done with Arkham yet.
Batman.
Yeah. Nah.
Mhm.
No.
But so
So
this
again-
is what's that?
Say Kevin's dead, and then Mark Hamill. You kind of just wish that he, go off to the abyss at this point.
Well, we wish anyway, but in Minecraft. But
Yeah.
here it is. So I do want to preface this. What you're about to hear is not Kevin Conroy, okay? It's someone doing a shitty impression. Oh wait, no, we only have sound on. Never mind. So the voice actor for playing Batman, they found somebody that does a half-assed Kevin Conroy impersonation, and as you can see, by day everyone's pretty normal in Gotham, and then once night comes, they turn into George Floyd rioters.
Well, I guess they figured that, hey, after all these years, they can't see the bat signal in the daytime. So if we just do all of our missions in the daytime, Batman can't stop us. And then we'll just go away at night, and that's when we'll hide.
So this guy's the Rat King. So they
That's
decide-
the obscure character that Taika Waititi played in that one Suicide Squad movie with James Gunn a couple years back.
Mhm. And now he's going to be the central character that's controlling all of the gangs and villains in Gotham.
By the way, Taika Waititi not black, so
Yeah, notably not
Mhm.
black, in fact. And James Gordon pretending he's a hard ass.
I didn't know James Gordon transferred to the Raccoon City Police Department. That's
Yeah,
pretty
right.
cool that he's now teaming up with Chris
He,
on the field.
He's Leon's older uncle, right? He's
Mhm.
Leon's uncle. So
yeah,
they race swap
the
the
raccoon. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
But oh god, because we'll talk about the John Luke Leguizamo. I can't fucking talk. We'll talk about that stuff probably on 01. But God, we aren't supposed to be doing stereotypes anymore. But this is a giant stereotype.
I think this is where we'll hear Batman's voice.
Will I go to destroy? The Rat King will stop at nothing to destroy my city.
See, Kevin Conroy, but not discount
it's
Kevin
not Batman.
Conroy. Yep.
How far will I go?
Listen to the line. Listen to how stupid.
Well,
this
do you
line
want him
is.
to do like a Christian Bale impersonation instead? Because that's like the
Yes.
only two options you have for Batman at this point.
Yes.
It's either Kevin Conroy ripoff or just what's his name, Christian Bale's like.
Yes. I want Batman to be barking at me like a junkyard dog. That's terrifying. You have a man dressed as a bat barking.
I want a criminal on the ground getting shit kicked out of him by a man in a bat suit. You can't understand a single word he's saying. It's like, sir, I don't know what you're saying. Pow!
I just double parked. I'm sorry.
Stop at nothing to destroy.
So he says, the Rat King will stop at nothing to destroy my city. So listen to this. Listen how stupid this line
is this the part where Batman says that this isn't my problem and flies away and tells the capitalists to kick rocks? Is this
right?
the scene?
Close. We're getting there. But listen to how stupid this line is and how dull this guy reads it.
Destroy my city. How far will I go to destroy him?
That was like Fiverr guy. I've worked with Fiverr voiceover artists. That sounds like a Fiverr guy that was paid $20 to say a Batman line. And it's just stupid. But you can play it on the MetaQuest 3. Guys, the MetaQuest 3.
So
There's
random.
3 of them now.
So random.
Well, no, it isn't. Mark Zuckerberg can't sell this thing. You got to remember, if you don't know, he sold over $6 billion worth of digital real estate in the metaverse, and nobody uses it.
Mm-hmm. That was a great investment.
Yeah, and so they're he's trying everything possible to get people to put on his goofy VR helmet and click the home button instead of the video game button.
God, it feels like Google Glass all over again, doesn't it?
Yeah. Where's home? I want that. I want that Batman to be like, the Rat King is trying to destroy my city. How far will I go to destroy him?
Rachel!
I'm surprised people aren't saying this game is racist.
What did you say, Martha?
A rich white man has to beat the tar out of a disenfranchised black man.
How is this game? Seriously, how are people not saying, or how are the usual types not saying that this game is racist? I'm so curious.
Batman's got like the N-word passy flash in the sky, you know. So.
There's a story for a future DC comic book. You just do like old man Batman to the point where he has dementia. Like all he remembers is being Batman, but he doesn't know who his villains are. So he just like beats the street out of like random civilians. He's calling some poor grandma Clayface as she smashed her face into the ground.
But the trick will be is that as they're trying to pull him away, he'll like grab onto her face and pull, and it's actually Clayface.
I swear
And
to
even
God.
he's surprised. Even he's like, "Oh, I was right."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, great. I'm so glad I didn't violently murder an elderly lady.
This is Rodney King. Oh no.
It is so sad that an isekai anime.
Oh my god, could you imagine if like it was Batman like kneeling on the neck of like some black person, and then that picture goes viral, then everyone starts hating Batman.
You know
Dude,
that's
like
gonna be.
what happened with Bison. That's literally what happened with Bison.
They're gonna do it. You know it. Someone's
They
gonna
will.
get it.
Someone will do
Someone's
it
going-
and make it go viral. I know someone will
They're
do
gonna
it.
play the
Just like they
game.
did with Bison.
They're gonna go into third person view, They're gonna get some fight scene going where the Rat King's down on the ground, and they'll position Batman to where he's kneeling near him, just so the camera angle looks like he's kneeling on the Rat King's neck. You wait, that's coming.
I know it's going to happen. It will. Someone will do it. They will.
And then the next thing you know, like the Joker's on TV campaigning against Batman for being a racist.
I may be crazy, but at least I'm not a racist like
can so
Batman.
No, that's just such pure
Batman
foolishness.
Rodney King.
Did you ever notice that Batman only arrests the black criminals? The rest of us get to go to Arkham.
I've also noticed that all the criminals are Latino too. Maybe Batman has more of a problem with bats than the Latino people.
No!
You know, they should call him Black Man, considering what he's really afraid of.
Oh, God.
I don't see a lot of white thugs in the hospital every night.
Right? When was the last time you saw him take Harvey Dent by the face?
See,
and he's got two of them.
It's taking literally less than 3 minutes. We've already gaslit people into thinking Batman's a racist.
Exactly, right? And that's all the Joker has to do is just be like, did you ever notice? That's what White Knight is, basically. That's what the
And then the Batman goes on like CNN to try to defend himself, and then just ask him even more questions to make him sound like a bigger racist than the whole thing started with.
Racist! Racist! Oh man, that whole scene where he's bouncing Joker's face off the table is totally different now. He's like, you know, when I take the makeup off, I'm actually white. I know that'll change your opinion of this fight. But
Joker convinces everyone the only reason why Batman hasn't killed him is because he's white.
Yeah, exactly, right. The Rat King just accidentally dies, and the Joker immediately pounces on that and says, you ever notice how I'm the white guy and I do all these horrible things and that guy's dead?
The Rat King dies on accident, and everyone goes, well, how come he killed the Rat King, the black guy, but all these years he just let the Joker run around here?
And he's just like, they raised a good point, Brucey.
Mm-hmm.
Is Mr. Freeze gonna come into the picture somewhere?
Mrs. Freeze. Remember?
Oh, Mrs. Freeze.
He cut his dick
Mrs. Freeze
off.
is gonna be the Karen in all of this too. She's gonna get a bullhorn and bring out mom.
Where Batman's defending accusations of racism for the whole. It's like one of those. What were the games? The Telltale games. Where you made this decision, and like you made the decision, and it says the black people will remember this.
you make a decision to kill the Rat King. That says black anger intensifies.
Intensifies. The screen starts shaking. T-Pain starts playing.
No, Rick Ross. That's the go-to. It's just Rick Ross. It's just Rick Ross, The Devil Is Alive, starts playing in the background.
Oh my god.
We're having too much fun. Let's ruin it.
Oh my god. Speaking
Here's
of
Perfect
Karens.
Karen. This is the Perfect Dark game. If you're not hearing audio, that's on purpose. But
so for this, let's be real. Rare is not working on this game. It is a collaboration between the Inventive, I think it is, or the Incentive and Crystal Dynamics. And apparently the Incentive, for what people are telling me, is they are the ones responsible for Lara Croft and the Ruins controversy. So yeah, it probably does explain a lot.
So I am not familiar with this main character. I did not play Perfect Dark. Who is this main character? I
actually have the comparison for Perfect Dark. Let me just pull this up real quick.
Isn't this something that Vin Diesel is supposed to be a part of? Or am I thinking of another series altogether?
No, Vin Diesel is not part of this. That's Joanna Dark, and I can't believe you've never played Perfect Dark.
I'm sorry. I played Sonic. What did you expect?
Did you at least play GoldenEye 64?
Yeah, of course. How could you call yourself an American and not play that?
Then how could you not play Perfect Dark?
Well, it wasn't like they were glued together. Like,
yes, they
flip
kind
over
of
to
were
play Perfect Dark
back in our day. Oh my gosh.
I
hold on,
don't have the.
I have to grab it. Hold on. I have the comparison here. I just have to grab it.
Well, we'll look more at the trailer here as we look at Joanna Derp. Her wonderful.
Yes, it's
facial
from
expression.
N64 Eccentric.
All right. Yep. So that's again like Perfect Dark. I know the game had like a cyberpunk element to it. I know that it had like a post-apocalypse situation, right? It was cyberpunk post-apocalypse, world ended, humanity changed, right?
I guess.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Question mark? Question mark?
Oh, Nerdigan's posted something. Hold on. Okay. I don't know if she knows she's muted.
Let's just keep it that way.
Yeah, sorry. Those are the comparisons. Yeah. There's
This is a new
Dark.
one.
Yes. And then there's that's from the remaster, the Nintendo 64 / the remaster, which is rare. And then the other one is from the Perfect Dark Zero, which is on Xbox 360.
And okay, so we go through the progression. Oof. Oof. That is a big oof there, fellas. That looks like Jesse Milestone. Jesse Milestone is in Perfect Dark. How about that?
Yeah.
Good for her. Anyway, back to this accursed trailer. But so as you can see, everything's kind of like buffed up. The graphics are definitely, the 4K kind of Watch Dogs look to it. It's got more of a Watch Dogs behavior to it. And they're really just trying to show you, like, oh, look at the God rays. Look at all the fancy color ray tracing we've got here. Look at all the depth of field.
Okay, before I
Forget
forget,
what the game
now I
actually
remember this.
does.
So I can't believe I totally forgot this. So this game actually is, for those of you that don't know, GoldenEye 64 was also made by Rare, and the director I have in front of me here, Martin Hollis, actually directed GoldenEye 64, and he did Perfect Dark as well. So that's the reason why both these games were really loved, is because he's a really good director for one thing. This game is more of a it's like a conspiracy kind of thing. It is a third player, obviously first person shooter, and I think if I remember correctly, you could switch to third person. It's been a long time since I played it. But yeah, I really love the old school Perfect Dark. It's just been so long since I played it.
Oh, cool. Spooky cosmic horror stuff. Neat. All right. So
It's basically what she's doing is what Joanna Dark does is she's an agent. There we go. Now I have everything. She's an agent of the Carrington Institute Research Center, and what she's doing is basically stopping an extraterrestrial conspiracy by Datadyne. That's what she's doing there. But yeah, similar to GoldenEye, there is a co-op mode. I know there was like 2 co-op, like at least 2 player. I don't remember if it was up to 4 player like it was with GoldenEye. But yeah, it was so much fun back in the day. But yeah, it's just so, like, you could definitely tell, you could definitely tell that Rare was not working on this project. You could definitely tell the difference.
Well, and again, I mean, like Joanna Derp here, this is another effort to take the sex appeal out of modern characters, as you've shown us here with this comparison unit. Like, here's Jesse Milestone. Then you have the I don't know what's going on with her head. Like, that's a lot of head. That is a lot.
I mean, this is like you're talking about Nintendo 64, like a remastered Nintendo 64
I
design.
see. Okay. And then
that's Xbox
this.
360.
Yeah. And so now we have this monstrosity. And once again, like Jacob pointed out earlier, there's probably someone on the dev team that looks exactly like this character that somebody wanted to have sex with. And so they grafted the character's face to look like that person and say, look, now we could have sex. I made you Joanna Dark.
But the
And
thing
yeah,
is, and this is what Crystal Dynamics has been doing, is they're more on the realism side of the spectrum. Whereas with Rare does, as you've seen with the Perfect Dark
stylized.
64 and Perfect Zero, they're more stylized, they're more comic book style kind of thing, and more animated kind of thing. So, and it totally clashes. And I don't know why Microsoft decided to go this route with Perfect Dark when they own Rare. It makes no sense to me.
Well, they want Rare on something else, probably something else to crush your spirit. So they're probably
Well,
going to do a remake of GoldenEye.
I think Rare is on Sea of Thieves right now. I don't know if they're working on. Are they working on a GoldenEye remake?
I'm just doing my thing where I like assume the fate of these franchises, and that seems like that's probably what they do because people like that. They have a fond memory of it, so it's time to destroy it.
If Rare works on GoldenEye, if they are doing a GoldenEye remake, which I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing, I don't know how Microsoft's just going to tell them to change it. I don't know. I just don't know if they're going to try. Here's the thing with GoldenEye, though. GoldenEye, you can make it more on the realism side of the spectrum because it is based on a movie. It's a movie adaptation. So that is understandable. But this, though, no. This should not have been more on the realism side of the spectrum. This should have been more more on the illustrative side. There we go.
Yeah, stylized.
Yeah.
But you know what did turn out to be one of the things that did steal the show? It was the Cuff Bust. Now, this is a like a party animal style co-op get out of prison together game where you play cute little stuffed animals and heavy artillery, lots of violence. And
It sounds like what is that? What is that game?
okay.
Viva Pinata. That's what I was thinking of. Viva
Yep, a
Pinata.
little bit of that here too. Yep. As you can see, though, you can multiple game functions in here. You beat people to death with all sorts of different equipment you find, and the object is to escape the jail, and you know, use explosives in the process of getting away. And as you can see, they blew their
Gummy
way up out of
bears.
there.
It's gummy bears.
This appears to be some version of gameplay footage. It's intermingled in here. You can see screen names popping.
That
up
looks
occasionally.
fun.
Did they just like Zelda Secret Passage to the toilet there?
Yes,
That was
they
just
did.
happened?
That's what they did. And then they escaped through the sewer, which the other ones are just hanging out, lounging, and then they dug another hole, right? They're digging another hole, and then they're out. They made it out, and they got a bus. They got the prison bus. They're drifting the prison bus. They're going to go get a helicopter. Check it out. Yep, the helicopter's been stolen. Wait a minute. Oh, no. The anti-aircraft guns have activated.
Yeah, it seems like a massive oversight in the plan.
Yeah, look at that. But
Somebody,
wait, it gets worse. They're just hanging out, smoking cigars on the beach. They escape the prison. Life's great out on the outside. The body drops. Oh, here comes the helicopter. And there you go. This stole my heart watching this. I legitimately want to get a group together and try to play this because
this is modern gaming in a nutshell right here. You have all of these studios that spend not even six figures, like 9 figures, trying to get like the next big hit video game. They put all of this marketing and production and all this nonsense into games, and then these are the games that wins people's hearts. It's like stuff like this, and like Among Us, and all of these like dirt cheap developer games that didn't get like a micro fraction of the budget and time that went into it. And then these are the hits. These are the ones that all the YouTubers play with replay value for like the next 6 years.
Right.
I like that though. Coming 2025, maybe, I don't know, to be honest. I like that.
Yeah, one guy made all of this. He may have outsourced some of the development, but there's one developer throughout this whole cuff bust.
That I love. Oh, that's so impressive. Like that's just so inspiring too. It just goes to show you. I really hope, and this is why I kind of like that they did an indie show for this, is that it just reminds the industry that and kind of inspires people that you don't need all this stuff, that sometimes you just need one person. That's all you need, to do it.
That was the spirit of Inner Sloth's announcement at Summer Game Fest, by the way, is that they have become a like angel investor for indie games.
That's
It's
really, yeah, that's what, oh God, that just reminds me of what we saw at E3 like a long ass time ago. E3, I think it was PlayStation that had it or something, where they, their E3, and I think Nintendo did too. I just can't remember. But I remember hearing of a project similar to Sloth, where they were funding indie games. I just can't remember which one. I think it was PlayStation back in like 2018 or something like that.
So their statement on Outer Sloth, this is their investment in other independent game properties. This is their statement about it. It says, at Inner Sloth, we make whatever we want, whether it was a choose your own path flash game, murderous space beams, or poop week, don't ask. We explored our silliest, weirdest ideas. We are incredibly lucky with I didn't have a stroke, I promise. With the success of the Henry Stickmin collection. Among us, Dig to China was there. Our players, friends, and family made it happen, allowing us to be truly independent. No investors, no publishers, no acquisitions. Sharing our success and supporting indie games is incredibly important to us. That's why we created our indie game fund, Outer Sloth. Basically, we want to fund your game. We don't want to publish your game. We don't want your IP. We just want to see fun, original, and clever games get made. And we want to make that as friendly as possible. Find out how to submit below or follow us. Now, nothing important really. It just wants to know, like, we'll give you money, we'll bounce ideas off of you, we won't take credit for it, and
like
everybody's nice.
See that right there, the freedom and the that right there. That's nice to have. And it just, what it reminds me of is what we've seen with what's coming out of the manga industry with Viz, like the Viz originals and manga plus creators, where Viz, you have like this strict criteria. And then with manga, we showed this last week on 01 with manga plus creators, you have like all this creative freedom. And everything is right. They give it to you right there for you. Like, I mean, funding, obviously there's no funding for manga plus creators for the artists, but like they're giving you everything. What I mean is they're giving you everything you need, all the tools that you need. Mm-hmm. And I like seeing that more companies are doing that. I think it's kind of the same thing with what's happening in the anime industry with Sony. I'm just glad that we're seeing more of this, where they're giving more indie creators a chance to come into the industry, whereas before, or what we've seen for past decade or so, it's been there's a nepotistic culture in especially the Western gaming industry.
Well, and I don't know, speaking of ye olde times, there was an animated short film, I'm not sure. It's called Killer Bean. It was made by the guy who did a lot of the VFX for The Matrix, and it employed a lot of that. And it was about beans.
This came out what? Like when YouTube started?
2006, 2008.
Yeah, that's when YouTube started. Yeah.
Somewhere around the very early days of baby YouTube. Yep. But this is Killer Bean. This is a video game where you play out the events of the movie, and in 4K. And of course, Bean is a highly armed secret agent and able to go around and just murderize just about everything.
Yeah. He can't drive very well, but he can murder people.
Right. He's a bean.
I lost my mind when I saw this. I was like, no way. They made a game for this. Oh my God.
Yep. This was another one that was developed by one guy, by the way. One guy did all of this. He made the cutscenes, animations, and the gameplay. And here you go. You got your little bit of golden eye here. Yep. Yep. But here you go. Body slam him. Got ragdolling effects. I think this is a COD map that they're fighting on. Even.
That's so awesome.
But yeah. And he's breakdancing, murdering them all. But this is attacks you can do in the game. You command a battleship, all this crazy stuff.
You
But
know,
yeah,
I think there's online. There better be online multiplayer for this because like people our age are gonna just like jump on this and go online and play.
if not, somebody will make a Gmod server where everybody gets to play a bean. You know, it'll happen. It can't not happen at this point. Look, you're riding a jet ski as a bean while some like Metal Gear creature is working its way across the
There's
ocean.
gonna be
Some
so
Metal
many-
Gear final boss.
No,
Right.
like this is just like I know everyone from our generation that grew up like with early YouTube and stuff. They were losing their minds when this trailer came up.
Yep.
Everyone like
and-
on the YouTube chat lost it. I think it was the same on Twitch, but YouTube chat was losing it.
Now there was another one you wanted to talk about too, Nerdigans.
Are we talking about on the other? Which one are we talking about? The
I don't
Xbox
know.
showcase.
I don't remember. I'm sorry, my brain's glazed over.
Oh, there's one is the Assassin's Creed we need to talk about, and then there was from this showcase there was no, we're saving that for Wednesday. I think we got everything from here, but yeah, I think we got to talk about Assassin's Creed and Gears of War. We got to talk about and Call of Duty, unless we're saving Call of Duty for 01 on Wednesday.
Nope. I got the Call of Duty.
Oh, and Doom. That was the other one.
Yeah, I've got the Call of Duty. Oopsie. Hold up here. I'll bring it up. We can look at
Yeah,
it.
because Call of Duty, because of for those of you that don't know, something that I saw after the Call of Duty trailer was Wario64 discovered that because people were talking about like the data requirement. Well, Wario64 discovered on Activision's website, yeah, you got to be online all the time.
All
Yeah,
the
and
time?
Yeah, all the time. You can't play the campaign without an internet connection. You will be allowed to play your game on PlayStation without a PlayStation Network like purchase, just so long as you're connected to the internet, though.
Yeah,
have to have
we've
it connected.
definitely advanced as a society.
Well, this is the thing that I realize is that I think they did this in order to make sure that you can't mod the game in ways that they don't want. You can have
Mhm.
your fun little, put on a bean costume mod, all this crazy stuff, right? But you can't change the pride flags. You can't like add characters that otherwise would not be okay for
Yeah.
normies. Right? You can't
Basically,
have a
unless you
George
live in
Floyd.
Pakistan, you're not getting the region locked LGBTQ package.
Correct.
Well, either
and
that or unless you have like a ton of data on your computer to download the whole thing.
That's true, because it is 300 gigabytes to download this game. 300 gigabytes. All right?
Yeah,
This is what it's
that's
come down to?
insane.
Yeah. You're downloading the whole game, basically. But again, like this is what this points out is that you have to be online all the time now. So what this means is that at any point, if they find that your gameplay, even when you're in the campaign mode, is not in keeping with what they want getting out into the world, they'll kill your account. They'll kill your access. By the way, they guaranteed that their previous online bans, the guys that are banned from being in the voice chats, the guys that are banned from being on any of the maps, those will carry over. So they now have the technology to track you across multiple devices. Remember that.
So that means like the 10-year-olds that were have been cussing on voice chat can't be doing that no more.
And that's really what it is, because you just saw this chick, this OnlyFans chick, go berserk over this the past couple of weeks.
Even though she did it on purpose, she was the
Yes.
one that, if you've seen the clip in full,
She instigated.
She instigated it. She even bragged that she instigated it for content, and they still believed her. They didn't listen to the whole thing. They just automatically believed her. Yeah, Kitty, I called another girl out that was doing something similar, and I looked in her responses, and she said that that she wasn't soft-hearted at all, not exactly soft-hearted. I'm like, dude, then that means you probably got equal treatment. It wasn't just because you're a woman. You probably talk some shit.
Yeah.
And then I've been getting called a pick me by all these people.
Of
So
course. That's their only
yeah.
excuse. Nobody has any morality. It's just for sexual gain.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I said this on the Barn podcast. We women hate each other, so it is what it is.
Natural. Well, speaking of hating things, here's the
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed, a little bit of the gameplay stuff, I guess. So it's a work in progress, it says. So please be nice to the people who have told you you're worthless if you disagree with them. Okay?
Oh
Please be
yeah, or
nice.
you're racist,
Right.
because you don't like having a black samurai killing Japanese people.
It's weird, right? They don't even take a temperature of the room. Johnny Sumali is like the biggest conversation in Japan right now as far as
Yeah.
people outside of the country go. And what do? They put a black guy in a position where he can murder Japanese people, and it's presented as a good thing.
Oh, it's not only that either. You'll probably see it here. Is they have Japanese people bowing to him.
Yep.
That really rubbed Japanese people on Japanese Twitter the wrong way too. They're like, this is some black supremacist shit.
And meanwhile, like the most successful game of this whole thing is just the guy's like, I made a game where beans shoot each other and things blow up.
Yep.
But the thing is, though, and a lot of people are saying this too, is like, this was not. It's not necessary in an Assassin's Creed game. You have like a female. You have a female ninja here. You have a stealth character. You don't need this. You don't need the samurai. He could be a DLC character.
No, they said that they needed non-Japanese eyes in order to tell this story. There was no way to tell it with Japanese eyes. It's impossible to do this with Japanese eyes. And I see what you mean. Bowing. That's a lot. That is a lot right there. That is a lot to ask of a people that have been, historically not treated very well by our country. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, this has certainly helped relations between Japanese.
Did they
and blacks.
give that woman buck teeth? They did, didn't they? Watch this. Come on. She has buck teeth. They gave her Asian buck teeth. Look. Everybody went to the bathroom at the same time, so I'm the only one that notices the racism. Cool. But
I noticed the racism.
Look at that. They gave her buck teeth. She has the hurrah buck teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Dun, 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 dun.
These guys are fucking racist pieces of shit, dude. This is insane. Oh my gosh. They gave her
they're racist.
Does this count for stop Asian hate, or is this double down on Asian hate?
But we're the racists though for calling anything out, because there's a black samurai in this game. Yeah,
why do liberals hate Asians so much?
Because they're white adjacent.
I guess.
You think it's tough too, right, Key?
It's good for you guys. Really neat. Congratulations. Whatever
but look at that.
Here. Yep.
Keep
and he kills the Asian guy just like that. Oh wow. Oh, he's gonna take his head off. He took what?
So it's literally just a black samurai killing Asian people for like 5 hours.
Japanese people specifically, not just Asian people. Japanese people specifically.
And this is an Assassin's Creed game. You're like, you know what the
broad daylight.
PlayStation account said? Are you going to use, like, for Yasuke, it said brute force, and now it was, like, stealth? And I'm like, this is an Assassin's Creed game. It's Assassin. You don't use brute force.
Arrow, it's me.
I know. It's like...
I just can't stress to you how unsettling this is, given the tumultuous time they've had with Johnny Somali in that country. Now, you and I, we might not think that what Johnny Somali is doing is
Oh my god, can you
particularly.
imagine if Johnny Somali cosplay as this character as he's walking
Give it
around
time.
Japan tear
Oh,
at
give it
people?
time. He's gonna do it. You know
He
he will.
will.
Somebody will suggest it. They'll pay for him to wear it.
He will. If they pay him enough money, he'll do it. And then he'll sit in Japanese jail. Right, Kitty?
Again. But the thing is that now there's Japanese people that legitimately worry about being assaulted by African descended folks, not just Americans, but African descended folks, thanks to Johnny Somali. It got so bad that like Yakuza gangs were stalking him. Okay. So their solution to all of this, being totally brain dead about the current political climate in Japan, was to show you in their reveal trailer a black man beheading a Japanese man.
How much you want to bet they don't know? Because
Most likely, you know.
Remember who is in charge of this game? You have a white Karen that's doing this.
It's true. But look at this. Now he's glaring down at the Japanese guy you just killed. My gosh, this.
Stop, pussy. Oh, and I almost forgot, she follows Sweet Baby Inc. too. And you remember that whole team? That whole team was full of Karens and Beckys. And so I think Kim Delaire was there too.
This guy is a member of the Lord's military. He's wearing the same flower that Yasuke is. So this means that Yasuke betrays Nobunaga? Are you kidding me with this now? He turns on Nobunaga?
Can you see this? You see this, cat? Look at that. Look at that. Can you look? Look at that fuckery
look
right
at him.
there.
Look at his crest on his chest. It's the same one. It's the flower that Yasuke's wearing. It's the same flower.
They fucked up big time, Kitty. It's bad. Look at that, Kitty.
And
look at that. That's so messed up.
Wow. And this is supposed to be Nobunaga's daughter. Right? Yeah.
Is it? Because they just say everything that on the Assassin's Creed stuff, they just say that, oh, it's a shinobi.
Like, okay, I thought that Naue was his daughter.
No, they just say that that's just a random shinobi, at least from what I've seen in the marketing.
Because they're in the West, we're not told to pay attention to that because it involves a person that has dark colored skin.
A person of color.
Yeah, right. Behaving not so great. So our country does not want to talk about this because it starts a train of acknowledging bad behavior on all fronts, not just one. And they don't like that.
But like that
cool, look at that. In broad daylight.
That's the freaking assassin right there. That is the main character. It's like people don't seem to understand. It's like, dude, you are robbing a woman of like a main role. Like she's not worthy of her own role.
Well, take two from this, right? Take two problems with this. Firstly, you have, Yasuke, right? Then you have a female character. Two things of which the Japanese community are not particularly historically associating with heroism, right? Not historically figures of historical prominence in their history, all right? Not typical. And so here we are. Like Ezio made sense. He was an Italian guy. The pharaoh, the guy in the Egypt story, he made sense. He worked for the military. There were reasons why these people were rising up and doing what they were doing. These are not people who have any role in this. And Yasuke being a real life person doing all of this is pretty intense. We're not going to get any sound, don't worry. But yeah, now you get to switch to Naue and you're going to jump across rooftops and stuff.
That's what Assassin's Creed is sneaking around and being stealthy, not like just freaking slaughtering people.
In broad daylight.
Yeah, in broad daylight. No, yeah, it's like, that was, when I saw that, I was like, huh?
They had a perfect opportunity to sit down with the guys that created that Nintendo game, Shinobi. Remember Shinobi?
Yeah.
It was the one. It's the one that everybody loves. This guy, the guy that's wearing all black.
Are you talking about Neo? Oh, not
no,
Neo. I'm
it's
sorry. I got it mixed up because of the
Ninja Gaiden, right?
Ninja Gaiden. Yeah. Oh, you're
Yeah.
talking about Team Ninja.
Yeah, so they had something. They had that. They could have went to the Japanese company and say like, how do we get these two things to work together, right?
Yeah.
And so you had the ability to create a cyberpunk ninja and have the Assassin's Creed story told sometime in the 80s with the huge corporate upheaval, the Templars taking advantage of the corporations moving into Japan in such great force and speed. Perfect setting. You could have employed a cyberpunk ninja and had a really cool tie-in with the Ninja Gaiden game. You had like a DLC where you played that character, you know? But no,
Yeah.
we've got to make sure that we dunk on everybody but ourselves and also be maximum racist, I guess. I don't know. But yep, so that's
Well,
Assassin's Creed, you know.
it's
Mistakes were
just the
made.
Japanese are pissed at it. I mean, Japanese Twitter is mad about it. Like they're trying to make it better because they have a dog in it. And I'm like, come on, man. Like people were waiting for years for an Assassin's Creed Japan, and this is what you do.
Mm-hmm. It's the
It's
first set in Asia.
Yeah.
Oh, careful what you ask for.
Well, at least there's Ghost of Tsushima at least. So.
Was there another one? Third again?
Oh yeah, there's Doom.
Where is Doom on the list?
There's Doom and there's Gears of War.
Yeah.
Doom Man. Doom Man.
Those were the ones that like people went nuts over and Fable. Those were the three. It's Fable, Gears of War, and Doom. Those were
Fable would probably be one for Wednesday.
Oh yeah, Fable will be
Spencer's
for Wednesday.
Talk about that one. Yeah.
Okay, so Gears of War and Doom.
Yep. I don't know if you want to talk about these ones, but I know that or at least I remember. If you're out there, Spencer, feel free to correct me. But I believe that you were very passionate about Fable. But
Doom looked so amazing. Everyone lost it, especially the soundtrack. Oh,
which we can't play.
Yeah, I know, but man, this looks so beautiful.
Still on Mars.
From what I remember, this is supposed to be a prequel. I know Gears of War is a prequel too.
Oh boy. Can't wait for the Halo prequel. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, they gave him a shield. Neat.
Well, Gears of War, like, there's actually a legitimate story in terms of prequel, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But god damn, this looks great. I really hope that they pull this off. I really do, because this just looks so stunning.
And that's Doom Guy doing Doom. Oh, he's got a Gundam. Doom Guy's got a Gundam.
Wow, we're in 2020 now.
Yeah.
Like this is what people want from games in terms of trailers, especially in 2024. Like it looks like something and that you would see now.
Mm-hmm.
Not like what we saw with Dragon Age.
That abomination.
So now we can see the thing. All right. So I like how since we started a trailer, the only caption it's had is epic heavy metal music.
I know, that's so awesome. God, doesn't this just look so epic?
Yeah. Doom Guy Gundam. Who wouldn't want a Doom Guy Gundam? Doom, the Gundam ages.
Everyone has lost their mind over it, but over this one. I'm hoping that they execute this one well, because I know I really hope this doesn't end up like Diablo. I hope we don't have another Diablo with this.
Yeah, it doesn't end up being a mobile game. Yeah, I hope so too. Hey, it's me and HD says, May the mega woke, but that black girl game is set in Louisiana. Looks cool.
I have to get a name on that one.
I don't remember that one. But and then you
But
want
Gears
to
of
talk.
War, from what I've seen with Gears of War in terms of the development team, it looks like they don't have, at least from what I saw, they don't have the narrative director from Gears of War 4 at least. So she's at Sony Santa Monica now. She wasn't brought back up for 5, so there's that. But this one is a prequel, and it's focusing on Dom and Marco's story. And when I heard
I didn't know
that,
Vin Diesel was in this.
when I heard that, I was like, okay, this has potential, because I know that there's plenty of story here that can be done. And God, that looks so good.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I might be memory hold this whole thing. Wasn't they trying to do a Gears of War game with Dave Bautista? Did that ever get off the ground, or was that just an idea they kept talking about for years?
I think it. Oh, they're talking about South of Midnight in the chat. We're going to talk about that one on Wednesday. The one with Dave Bautista, I think that was that Gears of War 5, or is that supposed to be Gears of War 6?
I honestly have no idea.
I don't remember. But man, I really hope that, and I said this too, if Gears of War, if this Gears of War bombs, if this and Fable bomb, then nothing's going to save Xbox.
Yep.
There's nothing that will, this is the only thing that will save Xbox. Like if Halo, well, obviously Halo, from what I heard, there might be a Halo remaster or something going to PlayStation. That's what I've heard through the grapevine. But Gears of War and Fable being an Xbox exclusive, that was good news to hear for Xbox fans. But if Gears of War, if this game does not do well, if it ends up being like a woke mess and it bombs hard, then yeah, Xbox is fucked. It is so fucked if Gears of War fails.
Hey, it's me, HD says, Nerdigans Inc. I'm waiting for Dom to stream Maria.
Comedy falling.
I mean, I never really was curious about how Gears of War got started. Like the base overview was that they had colonized the world, and then the creatures that were inhabitants of that burrowed up from within and started shit. And that was
They're like, where the hell did you guys come from?
Yeah, and that was it. These were these two apex predator species that were competing to hold the control over this planet, dominance over the planet, and that was enough. So I don't know.
What I did, I sent you in the Slack is the marketing director Guy Welch did confirm in regards to the trailer that it's developed with that Blur developed the trailer hand in hand with Coalition Gears and Coalition Studio and Unreal Engine 5. And it is developed with in-game models, textures, and environments and props that players will see in the final game. So what you're seeing in the trailer is more than likely going to be in the final game. And this is what they did for the previous Gears of War trailers as well. So unlike a lot of the other trailers, we saw, that we've seen, this is more than likely going to be what the game looks like.
Okay. Well,
which is good. I'm really glad that that's going to be the case here.
It just seems bizarre to do a prequel game. I know that they, progress the plot and stuff like that, but it just seems bizarre. Again, like if I guess that's
they're trying to go back to from what I've heard, they're trying to go back to their roots with Gears of War because it's been a long, long time. And like I remember here, with I think it was either Gears of War 4 or Gears of War 5. People were not happy with it, so they want to go back. They're saying, as it, hey, it's me and HD saying in the chat, it peaked with 3, and then they super fumbled with the bag after that. That's why they want to go back to their roots and do a prequel because it was bad after 3. So they want to go back to after so long, they want to go back to their roots and do a prequel, which I think is really, really smart.
Yeah, well, we're talking about them here for a little while here. Go back through and check it out. DZ3. We got a couple that are for show there. We like Cuff Bust, and we liked Killer Bean, and of course the new Sonic game looks like it's actually playable. So, but
Yeah.
Jacob's got something here.
So I just wanted to show, because I know we've been playing a lot of trailers here for a second. I just wanted to send you guys a blast from the past. I mentioned this a little earlier while we were doing the show. This is the reveal trailer, or the gameplay trailer, for Battlefield 3, a game that came out on the PS3 13 years ago. And I just want you to look at the graphics. This is the actual gameplay trailer for the games. It wasn't like one of those cinematic trailers where this isn't one that actually looks like. This was the gameplay trailer for a PS3 game 13 years ago. Now compared that, just suppose this to what you're seeing from a lot of the games that are coming out now, and 2 generations ahead of where this was, and you start to think that I'll give the indie games an excuse, because I mean they're indie, but the major developers is like, what happened to the innovation and creativity between now and 13 years ago? Because this looks like a game that you would probably see on the PS5 now, and this was 2 generations ago.
Yes,
it still even looks better.
If you slap that new logo for the new Delta game on there, on just down in the corner, people would not know the difference. I promise you, they would not know the difference. They would say, "Whoa, I remember this map. I'm glad they brought it back." You know,
like it's just insane to me that how have we
Activists
lost
have
so
really
much
ruined
progress?
It. Activists ruined it. That's what happened. You had activists ruin it.
Yeah, like I guess this is when people were making games that they actually cared about and actually kind of knew what they were doing.
Well, you have to remember, they don't hire people to do the job anymore. They hire people who are activists, and it just so happens that they develop games on the side. And that's what this all is it's, you're looking here at people who are legitimately inspired by warfare. They're legitimately inspired by the sacrifice of soldiers. They like the idea of pitting 2 teams against each other in a seek and destroy thing. That's what you're seeing here. What you see now in the games that they put out is an agenda-driven cash grab in order to like milk your nostalgia for all of its worth.
Yeah.
This was when Battlefield was beating Call of Duty.
Yeah. Like this is the game that they actually like started to like turn the tide in the war that they were losing against Call of Duty, because Battlefield 3, because the thing with like Call of Duty at that set time point, everyone was like, well, this is just basically just like the same game like over and over again. But then when this game came out, it's like, oh, okay, now we actually have like legitimate competition. I think they sold somewhere like 10 million in the first I get a number on that, because I don't know if it was 10 million altogether or 10 million in the first week, but they sold like a crazy amount of this game like in the first week when it released. And this is real quick.
I think it started with Bad Company 2 in particular. Now that I'm thinking about it, is Bad Company 2 is when it really started, and it was because you had bigger maps, you had more vehicles, and you had more weapons to choose from.
Yeah,
and
the campaign was actually very solid too.
Huh?
And the campaign was very solid too.
Yeah, you actually had a good campaign, a long campaign too, with a good story. And Call of Duty, the problem was Call of Duty, the maps were small, were a lot smaller. You didn't have as many weapons, and you barely had any vehicles at the time.
Yep. And just to show about this real quick, this is what really sold it for them too, was like this whole scene, everything they put into it.
Yeah, I remember this. Pretty wild.
It's like, wait a minute, the buildings collapsed too?
The only thing that has improved in this time is the physics engine. That's it. That is the only thing that I can say is superior to what they showed in that trailer.
Well, we do have the Call of Duty trailer, and we could show that to compare it to what Battlefield was then.
No, that was Delta, right?
Well, Call of Duty, it's
well, what's the new one?
It's Black Ops 6.
Yeah, Black Ops 6.
Yeah, that's in the Xbox article. God damn it, Kat! Why are you being a pain in the butt right now?
Yep, I got it. There you go. So we just watched 2013, okay?
But
Just so you
by the
know.
way, just real quick, like I didn't know that there had been several other Black Ops games. Like I think I stopped at like 2 with like a lot of other people. So the fact that we're on Black Ops 6, I was like, I didn't know there was a 3 through 5.
Right. It's like a lot of people discovering that about the Fast and the Furious movies. So, like there's
Mhm.
there's 10 of them now. Yeah.
Well, it's
About to be
11
12.
technically, so yeah.
Yeah. So this is a cinematic trailer though. This does not feature gameplay. So you're going to see some really danced up stuff, but remember what you saw earlier was gameplay. So we're immediately thrust into some black and white stuff. Oh, cool. Countdown.
There's a gameplay
1991.
reveal, and there's a gameplay reveal in the Oh, is there not? Yeah, there's a gameplay reveal trailer in the Xbox Wire article as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you're on. You're the gameplay reveals there. So yeah, it should be in there.
In here. Well, they buried it. That's for sure. Look at all this recycled news footage. Rather than creating new scenes, they just go and steal news footage.
It's like
Wow.
you made so many games, there's really no wars to exploit anymore because you exploited all of them. Like we've done World War II, we've done World War One, Vietnam, we've done the death. It's like we've even pretty much done the death of Desert Storm. This is what basically this whole
Oh,
thing is now, is Desert Storm.
Yep.
now I remember the other one. Cider. It was Civilization.
Okay.
That,
Right.
Do we have time to do that real fast after this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because that was, I know, the biggest
Dig it out.
one to come out. Because it's been like a decade or something since the last Civilization
Does this
came
movie
out.
transition to gameplay? No gameplay so far.
Nope,
No
just
gameplay.
showcase.
I don't see any gameplay here. So we'll
Like,
just-
like, come on, Call of Duty. You say you're doing gameplay reveal, and this ain't gameplay reveal.
not a lick of it. Look, is it? Oh, wait, hold on. Nah, there it was. There it is. There's the gameplay reveal right there. You see that? Just a quick little blink. You
So
see
the
it?
gameplay reveal is literally just the cutscenes.
It's not even a cutscene. It's like 2 frames
Mm-hmm.
of the entire trailer.
Pre-order now for $100.
True. The truth is, you're gonna get raked over this.
Mhm.
Lies. Like
Are we
those
ever going to bring
Soviets.
back the tactical nukes and the one-man armies, or we're just going to let that die? With
Wait,
That's
that
over.
was that. No, there was Wesley Snipes there. Dude, I swear that Wesley Snipes is in this game.
Probably they've been ripping off everything else out of it. So now we got dirt bikes in the middle of a museum. Neat.
I still remember. I think it was it Bad Company 2? Yeah, I think it was Bad Company 2 and maybe Battlefield 3 that had the I don't remember if it was F-22s. I know they had F-18 Super Hornets, but I swear one of them had F-22s. But it was so sick.
That's
Guys,
another
just make
thing
a
about.
movie. Just make a movie.
I mean, why not? I mean, remember when they had like Robert Downey Jr. was promoting, marketing, Call of Duty like way back in the day? It's like just make a Call of Duty movie. Like I'm kind of surprised Hollywood didn't do that while the iron was hot. They just make a Call of Duty film.
Yeah,
Might as well.
$100 and 350 gigabyte install.
Well,
Crazy.
unless you want to be online all the time.
Imagine going back in time and telling gamers that there's going to be a time where you're going to have to pay $100 for the video game, and not only that, you're going to have to wait 7 hours to install the game before you can even play it.
And
And
that's
we had to
before the
wait how long-
DLCs.
No, we remember with PlayStation, at least with PlayStation 3, I remember we had to wait like hell long for games to install.
Well, we
Not
had
install.
50 gigabyte day one Overwatch 2. Remember that? 50 gigabyte day one patch. Overwatch couldn't start the game without downloading 50 gigabytes.
Yeah. Well, this is the other problem. DZ3 says that this game doesn't look interesting to me. Here's the other problem. Like I said, you've bastardized all the wars up to this point. So your only way you're going to really sell someone, because look, your graphics haven't improved in like 15 years. So you can't say that, oh, we're going to have kick-ass graphics to do some things that we've never done before, because they don't want to spend that money to make an innovative game. So you're going to have to sell people on the story. But at the same time, like no one really plays Call of Duty for the story. Like everyone plays Call of Duty for the online. So you're kind of stuck on 2 fronts there.
Yeah, that's what people used to play Call of Duty for the story until the online started becoming a thing, which was when Modern Warfare.
I think it was Modern Warfare 2 is when like the big jump for like online play happened, and then I think it was a little bit with the first Black Ops game, but like I said, after that point, it was like, no, we're just gonna put all of our bread and basket on online.
So that was when Nuketown showed up.
Yeah, because that was the first Black Ops game. So this had to been like what 2009,
Yeah,
2010.
it was 2009-ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well-
yeah, Civilization. This was another game that everyone lost their mind over.
So this is another cinematic trailer, obviously, but it has been forever since someone brought us a Civilization trailer. Now, the thing to remember about this is we're shown a little bit later. This goes all the way up into at least the moon landing. So, if you're a fan of the Civilization games, you're going to enjoy what they have in store here. They did a very good job representing the passage of time and historical figures and the weight that they had on here with the representation of their size versus the battles and foreground of them. But
Would you
I-
ever
I-
want to see who will win in a fight between Caesar and Hitler? Well, boy, do we have a new game for you.
yeah, Mecha Hitler, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of clever work with the camera work here, and one of the things that intrigued me the most is that we're moving now through like Columbus coming to the Americas. Here's the railroad. Here's John Henry Irons plowing the iron into the ground, those rods into the ground. There's the electricity going up. I believe that's nope, that's somewhere in Japan. I don't maybe Tokyo. Yeah, no. And then there's the rocket. There's the Saturn V rocket that took Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and that other guy to the moon. And I don't know that it's a little perturbing to think about what you can accomplish with a spacefaring civilization game. I'm not quite sure how they're going to like. What are you doing on the moon? Civilization isn't necessarily based on clout. And I can't think of a bigger clout move than putting two guys on the moon and a third guy in orbit around it. So, I don't know how they're going to do it because like we can't bring back resources. The lander was barely able to bring two guys back. So it's not like you're going up there to mine anything for like massing resources, but it's Sid Meier's Civilization, however many that is.
It's going to be very interesting to see what they're going to do with because it's been a decade since the last one came out, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with the new upgraded technology.
Well, Civilization is also another interesting one, right? Because a little hard to wokeify Civilization as a game. A little hard to wokeify that. Not too many female leaders to exploit in these Civilization games. So I don't know. That's going to be an interesting one. How they met the DEI requirements to put out this.
But will they meet the DEI requirements, or will they say, "Screw you, we're just going to do what we want"?
It is Civilization. It's not like they don't have a following. So I don't know.
Yeah, they have a huge following. They have a huge cult following.
Yes.
So I don't know if they'll do. I don't know if they will like fall into the DEI trap. I just don't see it.
I wouldn't put it past them at this point.
Right. But that's Summer Game Fest so far. Wednesday we'll move on to cover the more high-end stories. Reason why we talked about the Assassin's Creed thing here is I wasn't aware of a guy getting beheaded in it, right? I missed that part. But that'll come up again. Don't worry. I'll probably make a video about that. That's something. But other than that, we'll be talking about the more high-end, high-profile stuff over on 01 on Wednesday. Also,
like Fable.
Right, like Fable, that whole face wrecked situation they've got going on with that. And
the Dragon Age gameplay stuff comes out tomorrow, so we might
Right. So
revisit
we'll
it.
probably have that some more Dragon Age updates. And of course the Acolyte is going to have a new episode. So Wednesday we'll have more discussion about the train wreck that is apparently coming, the end of the franchise as Chris Gore describes it, episode 3, the death nail in Star Wars Coffin. So we'll have that to talk about. And also Doctor Who is back nosediving again, and everyone's complaining, why oh why aren't white straight men watching this? It's almost like we were told not to.
Yeah, you told people not to watch, well, they didn't watch. Like, what are you complaining about?
It's racism. It couldn't be what we were told to do. If we didn't want to watch it, we shouldn't watch it, right? Oh well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a
But,
question in the chat about the type of games we like.
Hey,
Personally,
it's go ahead.
I've never liked playing online. I've been a single player girl all my life. So, or
She just
since I
doesn't
started.
like 7-year-olds calling her the N-word. That's what she
Well,
doesn't
I
like.
don't. The last time I played a first person shooter was Perfect Dark and GoldenEye 64. I just never liked using the second analog stick.
Yeah, I'm just more in the retro games at this point. I'm not big on the online like gameplay, so it's like, yeah, I like having the games that I can play. I mean, unless we're playing like something like, Fallout or like Among Us, I can do something like on Streamwise. But if I'm just at home, I just rather play games by myself. I got like PS2 and PS3 games still. So
And I play video games for the cutscenes. I'm not even trying to be funny with you. I own Horizon Zero Dawn because I love the movie inside of it. I own Death Stranding because I love the movie inside of it. I don't really play them. I used to play games a lot. I was a COD player. I played Minecraft a lot. I did a lot of the God, what was it? The World of Warcraft game. WoW, did a lot of that. Gave me a horrible headache because in the beginning the FOV stuff would frig with the equilibrium. Just one of those things. And I just don't play the games for the game anymore. I want to see the movie inside of it because that's what they're doing now. Sometimes the video games have a way better movie story to tell, like Death Stranding. Find me a movie that's as interesting and compelling as Death Stranding. Apart from the gameplay, Daryl Delivers is a boring, boring, boring premise, but the story inside of Death Stranding is like, wow, perfect, wonderful. Guy falls in love with an apocalypse engine. Like that, Kojima to the max. That is like 100% Kojima. The funny thing is he made a post earlier, and I can't dig it up at the moment because I have it on another device. But he was like, he says, he posts a credit of him voicing a character in a video game. And the person replies to this and says, will you be reprising the role of Kojima? And he says, no. He will not be appearing as Kojima anymore.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you gotta love him. He's somehow like in his mid-40s, but he acts like your grandpa. I don't know, but somehow. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with, though. As you saw with a lot of the trailers tonight, everything's a movie now. It's not a video game.
Well, at least in the West, in Japan, and it's a completely different story. Like,
Well,
Japan
sure.
gives you something.
But we were exposed to the American stuff on our end, and what it has to offer us is just more movie fodder. I think a lot of these studios saw the success of the Arcane Netflix series, and now they're trying to like bait a movie studio into doing that with them because for some reason they think a Netflix series is more lucrative than a video game series.
sure, why not?
Somewhere out there.
These
But,
people are so dumb. So dumb.
It's true. But
In my
you
category.
guys have anything else to add? Or?
I got nothing.
All right. Well, Nerdigans, where do they find you out in the world?
You can find me on Nerdigans Inc. on YouTube, where I cover anime and manga content every day, and also on my Twitter, which is right there, where apparently I'm causing a lot of shenanigans with my quote-unquote based opinions. People don't like a woman with an opinion, apparently. But
Nope, sure don't.
No, they don't. I mean, Karens are unleashing an army of their simps at me. They really don't like me.
Gross.
Apparently it's base to have an opinion. But well, and I'm blocked by Grums now too, which is the thing. But that's the only
You
time.
make a lot of friends now, don't you?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends right now. but that's the only time I will mention it. It's not getting any more attention outside of that. But where was I going with this? I'll probably be on the Barwin podcast tomorrow. And I'll be, of course, on 01 on Wednesday. I've been very, very distracted, and I should be writing some. I got to get some bounding art.
Get off the Discord, nerdigans.
I am on Discord. I need to post.
Get off.
Or
That's
get
the
off
problem.
of it?
Get off. Yeah.
Well, I'm on Twitter more than Discord.
That's a problem too.
It is an addiction. But I'm getting paid to tweet now. I'm monetized by Twitter. So,
glory to God.
But, anyways.
That Cider over here getting attacked by a praying mantis or something like that.
No, mantis in Maine. It'd be like 12 feet tall to survive here. But yeah, no, it's just mosquitoes found his way in here.
But Spencer, I did send you some stuff. There is another one I will be sending you from a editor. The editor-in-chief of the magazine Vinland Saga is in, because they said something very interesting, a few interesting things that I think would be good for a bounding article. So I'll send that to you after this is over.
And Jacob, where do they find you out in the world?
Well, I'm on the YouTubes, I'm on the Rumbles, and I'm on the Twitter. So tomorrow night we'll be doing episode 103 of the Barroom Podcast. We'll be doing a review of the new Bad Boys movie. We'll be talking about the showrunner of The Boys, basically saying, hey, if you don't like what we're doing, don't watch it. That seems to be the ongoing message of Hollywood. If you don't like the crap that we're putting out, then don't watch our crap. And then watch them lose a whole bunch of money in the process. So there you go. We'll talk about Star Wars, The Acolyte being literally the gayest thing of all time. And then we'll also talk about the MCU's Thunderbolts. It's been confirmed now that they are cutting the budget severely after several box office bombs. They're now trying to stray away from CGI. They're trying to make it seem like, oh, we're going back to our roots. It's like, no, your budget got cut. So let's talk about what's really going on here. Then, of course... Yeah, right. And then we're talking about some more stuff on 01 on Wednesday. And then I have the Bible Ends on Sunday, or my Sunday show at 7 p.m. Last week we did an episode, I guess last night I should say. Last night I did an episode kind of exposing the origin of all of these, pride parades and the whole LGBTQ movement. Is probably attached to a demon god that the Bible warns about several times. It's a very interesting, eye-opening episode that we did last night. So go check that out over on the YouTube side, Society Reviews. You'll find me over there. So that's everything I got coming up. And then I got a few video reviews to work on this week too. So
righteous. And as always, we're posting videos up here on Bounding. We've got a very special interview coming here in the next couple of days. And we'll be posting the news regularly. As Jacob said, he's got videos out. And of course, we'll be covering the anime and gaming news that Nerdigans delivers to us as well. So feel free to check out the Bounding website, boundingintocomics.com. Spencer Paculi has been absent from the stream because he's busy working away in the depths of the forges of Bounding's information gathering headquarters to produce new stories.
Allegedly.
Well, I would hope that he's in there doing that as opposed to hanging out in Discord, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
it's probably somewhere playing, I don't know, Super Smash Brothers, or is that what the kids play these days?
Well, anyway, we do appreciate you tuning in, and as we said, we'll cover more of this gaming stuff on Wednesday. But thanks for tuning in to this relatively unscheduled and unprompted stream about gaming. We'll tune into you on Wednesday. Don't worry. We'll tune into Wednesday, okay? 9 p.m. Wednesday. Bye.
Just do.